you deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, along with Tracy Carson, along with Theas. Mixing it up a little bit, trying to get on a theme instead of just a whole bunch of Reddit stories and everything. So our theme for this week is Bridezillas.
Oh, yay.
Now, I don't want... I'm going to give you a heads up. No, this is not the typical blow little small things out of proportion. Every little thing she has to be 100% control of. Your hair got to be a certain way. You got to look a certain way for aesthetics. It's not the typical Bridezilla things. These are some people that's just like, I can't describe them. You're just gonna have to listen to it. We also have a real or nah mafia video of the week and Foxy videos of the week. Other than that, it's a full house. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving / Remembrance Day. I ate my little heart out, and then I came home and passed out in that order. But
That's good.
how's everything, Anna?
Everything is good. I don't have a whole lot to say because my days and nights are switched, and I just got up like an hour ago.
Oh, you fully rested in. Hey,
Hopefully.
Tracy, how's everything going?
Why does it take all day to buy a car? Why? Why? I spent all day, well, go backtrack. I spent Thanksgiving by myself, and then, I spent it alone. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, it is what it is. Then Friday, what did I do? Friday, I don't know what I did Friday, but today, woke up at 11, went to the car lot at 11, got home at 7. But do I have a car? No, I have to wait till Monday.
Oh, but you picked one?
Yes, Monday. So I got to go all the way back out to Greenwood again. First world problems, I know. But besides that, I'm doing okay.
All right. This.
Congratulations.
Everything's cool. Had a good Thanksgiving with the family. No complaints. Everything's real nice.
Except you thinking you in your 20s and going to play basketball with your daughter.
Ooh.
You know what you was thinking.
Well, I mean, I need to lose weight and get back into some shape here, and she's wanting to be ready for next year's tryouts. So I figure this way we can spend time together. She can help me, do better, and just kind of go from there.
That's
So yeah, I'm just
wonderful.
tired, man.
Yeah. Well, without any further ado, let's get this party started. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and just get this rough one out of the way. Let's just be done with it. Viewer discretion, because it's not, very well explained at the beginning. But what this lady is texting this other lady about is the other lady had a stillbirth.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. It's a little over 4 minutes, so you can sit back and relax and listen to it, although I doubt that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get into it.
So, with my wedding, were you still coming? Because I was thinking maybe you shouldn't. Like, I don't mean to be harsh, but I thought you'd be over what happened by now. But you cried today just 'cause some lady had a baby. It's just a bit dramatic, and lots of people don't know yet 'cause apparently you aren't ready to tell people. I think if you don't tell people, you shouldn't come. Like, I'm trying to be as nice about this as I can, but everyone will be asking why you aren't pregnant. And I don't want them distracted from making me feel special. What happened sucks, but I thought you'd had enough time to get over it so it wouldn't be a problem. Like, maybe you could announce it on Facebook so people know? Okay, I need a minute to process what the fuck you just said to me. Don't take it the wrong way. You know I'm right, and you just need to move on. I want my wedding to be about me. I don't want it ruined by you, no offense. You would do the same. If you don't want to announce it, then just don't come. So, let me get this straight. You don't want me at your wedding because the fact that my baby effing died might ruin your day? Like, I just want to make sure I have this right. Because if that's what you're saying, that is just super effed up, dude. As in, don't worry about me being at the wedding because we won't be friends. So I want to be sure I understand. I mean, that's not how I said it. Okay, so what did I get wrong? You're twisting my words. I just want to be the most important person on that day. And if people see you're not pregnant, they will ask. And then it will take attention off of me. I just thought you could announce it now, so by the wedding, no one will talk about it. I don't think it's such a hard thing to do. You know what? You enjoy your wedding without me. I hope our friendship is worth all the attention you so desperately need. You giant trash pile of a human. You're being silly, but okay. Like, what is so wrong with wanting to make sure my day is about me? If you think that we can't be friends because I want to be the most important person on the day and don't want people talking about you at all, then I guess we can't be friends. But you're being really selfish. It's been 2 months. How much time do you really need? It's not like you knew her. And I just don't want the focus to be on you, so I think that you announcing it is fair. That way, everyone focuses on you now and not later on my day. Yeah, we're done. Holy shit, I cannot believe you. You think I'd give an F about attention on me? She was my baby. How fucking dare you? Seriously glad I found out you were trash now, so I don't waste any more time speaking to you. Tell your fiancé I'll see him at the divorce party. Down in the comments, Payne1994 says, if I were the mother of the baby, I'd post this on Facebook and tag the future bride and groom. Oh, okay, so I looked down in the comments and that's actually what happens. OP posted this on Facebook. Okay, so I'm still trying to calm down from this interaction, but I need to shame the shit out of this bride-to-be. First off, I don't really know how trigger warnings work, but if you're sensitive to stillbirth/infant loss, don't read the messages or any more of this. So, for context, this dumpster fire of a bride is getting married in early February, and I would have been heavily pregnant as I was due at the end of February. But my daughter was stillborn in October. It's been a sucky time, and both my partner and I are still just trying to get through each day. And up until now, everyone has been understanding and kind to us. Cue this piece of trash messaging me this absolute garbage. I still don't even have the words to express how angry and hurt I am by what she said. At least she made cutting her out an easy choice.
Oof. I was with her right up until, let me post this on Facebook.
Well,
Tell me there's
you already
more.
know Marlon's gonna be okay with that one.
There's no more.
There's no more? Okay.
No. I would have loved an update on that, but no, there's no more. Okay, I just want to say this really, really quick. If you constantly keep thinking that whatever is going to take away from the attention being on the bride, people came to the wedding to see you get married, to see you be with your husband. And the stories that I constantly keep reading about, and it'll take away from my day, and this will take away from my day, and this will take away. Look, you must not have been that damn popular to begin with. If the littlest things that you come up with takes away from your day. I mean, I'm sorry, but really, get over yourself. It's your wedding day. People purposely drove, attended, got dressed up, went and shopped for your present, all this stuff for you. And you think, well, if you bring your little baby, it will take the attention away from me. Well, if you cut your hair short, if your hair is longer than mine, I've heard these are not, I'm not even lying. If your hair is longer than mine, so you would take away from me in the pictures. It's like, you know what, then you're just not as popular as you. And the people came for the food. I don't know what to tell you. It's I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but if the smallest things could take away from you, they didn't have nothing to do that day and they felt like dressing up. But I don't know what to tell you. You just wasn't that popular to begin with. For them, it was a class reunion or something. I don't know. It was a family reunion and they get to eat for free. They get free cake. I don't know what to tell you. It's the smallest things. Just takes away from it. And this is not even a small thing. This is something that's devastating. And you're right back on you. You're right. I don't see this marriage lasting long unless your husband is just as big as an a-hole as you, and then it'll last forever. But I'm done.
Well, unpopular opinion. The bride has every right to feel the way that she feels and being threatened that somebody's going to upstage her and all that stuff. She has every right to feel that way because this is her special day. She's thought about this her whole life and all that good stuff. But at the same time, life sucks, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it, life doesn't play out according to your script and your timing. And if you're a true friend, at the same time you're looking forward to your great day, you also are compassionate to your friend who has truly had a once in a lifetime type of loss. Um, and you shouldn't even. I mean, I can't stop you from thinking about it. You know, it's fine if you thought that, but then to act upon it, now that's where you become garbage because like you need to just go to your future husband and cry on his shoulder about how about your worries, and then go get married and go and live your life. That's what you should have done because you don't know what life has for you. You don't know what could happen to you, you know, in your future. So that's how I feel about it. Like, yeah.
I agree. And it's
Amber.
just, yeah, all caveats aside, yeah, you get to dream about your day and all. I don't understand it. I don't understand the Bridezilla um mindset. It is not one of my first thoughts to make sure everybody is thinking about me. Even on my wedding day, I was not like that. So, um, no, I agree with this. You have every right to have these thoughts, have your own reactions, but you're a sucky friend. That was terrible. And it took me no time at all to flip this Bridezilla the bird. So, no, I wouldn't stay friends with her either. That's incredibly selfish, beyond a what I would say a normal Bridezilla is. Because you're asking somebody to forget about one of the biggest losses they will ever experience. That's not right. Now, should you go and blast her on Facebook for it? I don't think so, but that's me.
Yeah, that part I forgot to mention.
All right, Tracy.
Um, it ain't cool about the Facebook thing, but
Mm,
that's also one that I just chalk it up because how people are nowadays.
mm.
All right,
Unpopular opinion.
Tracy.
Not only would I have put it on Facebook, this is the petty in me talking, not the same rational,
Mm.
calm person that I am. I'd have put it on Facebook. I'd have put it on a big old card. I'd have took out a billboard. No, no, you do not tell a parent, a mother that has a stillborn child, get over it. Get over it, girl.
In
You
two
gonna get.
months.
She may never get. She'll probably never get over it. What are you? Oh my gosh. I mean, I get the fact that she has a right to feel what she feels, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to keep things in your brain and don't say them aloud. You know, just think it. Don't say it. You're going to get married. People are maybe people won't come to your wedding. Maybe they won't because they know how you are. But like, what's so wrong with you that you have to have the attention on yourself? You can't take 15 seconds to exhibit compassion, ask if there's anything you can do. Nope, it's all about you. It's your day. Yeah, I give this marriage 3 months, literally. I'm hoping was real or not, so I can say no, this can't be true. But unfortunately, I've watched the show Bridezilla, so I know this happens. But yeah, the petty in me, I don't see nothing wrong with what she did. Would I have done it? Probably not, but I sure would have thought it.
All right, let's move on to the next story. Now, granted, I said these are different. So the beginning of this story is going to sound like your atypical Bridezilla. And for a bit she was. But it's not the beginning that made her a Bridezilla, it's the ending that made her a Bridezilla. And I guarantee you will not see this coming.
I was a bartender for about 14 years at a private club that was a popular wedding venue and worked probably about 800 to 1,000 weddings total. One stands out that I'll never forget. I was the head bartender and manager on duty for most of them, and I worked with the in-house events coordinator who handled all the logistics on our end prior to the event. Booking, catering, bar service, in-house decor, etc. She'd typically give me a heads up about guest requirements on my event sheet and let me know if the client was being a headache beforehand. For this case, we were doing a third marriage for the bride in her mid-40s, and a first marriage for the groom. The events coordinator gave me a heads up that the bride was a serious bridezilla. She'd been emailing or calling about minor details 3 to 4 times a day for 3 months solid, and I was told to expect the worst. The day comes, and the bride and her party is there to oversee setup a few hours before the wedding. Not out of the ordinary, and everything is running smoothly until the flowers arrive. Floral is not our domain, it's arranged privately. And she freaks out because it's not exactly what she ordered. They're gorgeous, by the way, and way over the top for what I'd expect for a 250-person wedding. I have to calm her down and use my standard lines. No one is here to celebrate flowers, they're here to celebrate you, etc. We get over that, and I'm expecting the worst for the night, and it's lovely. She's radiant the whole evening, everyone's happy, the event runs smoothly, and I'm stoked to not have to deal with the drama. At the end when they're packing up, I go up to them with my standard, "How did everything go? Is there anything I can assist you with?" conversation with her while her hubby stands a few feet away talking to a friend. She turns to me with stars in her eyes and says, "It was perfect. I want to do my next one here." Hubby does a neck-snapping double take, while I'm kind of speechless and manage to mumble out, "I'm glad you enjoyed it." They leave, and I try to process what I just heard. Wait, it gets better. Often wedding parties show up the next day to pick up things they left behind, so they don't have to spend an hour packing up late at night. When they do, we let them come down to the bar club for a drink if they want. They show up and come down to the bar where I'm working. At this point, I figure her next one comment was just a slip of the tongue. She'd had some wine, though it wasn't what I'd call inebriated. But no, talking to her straight sober with hubby in tow, she told me again how it was everything she'd hoped for and she'd definitely come back next time. That's when I realized she didn't even want to get married. She just loved being a bride and having a special day all about her.
What
Maybe
if she's
she
planning to
meant
renew her vows?
no. Maybe that's what it's like. Maybe she's talking about for like another event or like a birthday. She can't be talking about another marriage. She can't be. There's no way she could.
Well,
No,
some
she.
women like being pregnant. This is somebody who likes being a bride.
And she literally said the next one.
I'm thinking it's.
I'm thinking
I'm
she
gonna give her
means an
benefit of
event.
doubt and say renew her vow.
Yeah, she can't.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Because there's no way she means. Because.
I mean,
She's also on her third marriage.
Marriage.
I don't
And he married
know.
her on purpose? Like, well, shoot, Mickey Rainey was married 8 times, so what can I say?
Well,
there are
sometimes
some
people
people
just
who
bad
just
choices.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sorry, Mom.
she may be. I'm sorry. She may be the person who likes to be a bride and don't like to be in a marriage because we know people who like to be married. You know darn well that person ain't good for you. You not good for them, anything else. But you have to be married.
She could do like that one chick and marry herself.
What?
I married myself.
Yeah, there was a lady on Facebook. She was like my age, and she figured, hey, I'm never gonna get married. So she did the invitations. She wore a wedding dress. She marched herself down the aisle. She turned around and had a big party. She married herself.
I mean, I didn't have a big party, but I did when I was 25. It was a part of my healing coming from a really disastrous first marriage, only marriage, to another person. And yeah, sorry, late trigger warning, but healing from rape. And I figured there was one person I absolutely could make all these vows to: myself. There's no chance for divorce, and yes, I wear a ring.
It makes perfect sense to
I wonder,
me
could I be married to myself?
because you get like if you get to a
Ain't
certain
no way in
age,
hell I'd marry myself.
like you get to a certain
Yeah, that's
age,
what I was thinking. I don't
like
think I can marry
the
myself.
three of you have
I don't.
never, the three of you are married or have been married. When you get to a certain age and you thought, oh, like you could,
Mm,
like growing up, you could not tell me I wasn't gonna get you. I would have bet my whole. I would have took this house, my car, and said, let's put it all in.
hmm
When you get to be a certain age and you're not married, woo wee. Yeah, it sound like, you know what, this may have to be done. Because for one thing, you want to feel special like one day, and you want to be there for it.
hmm
So yeah, I get it. It makes perfect sense to me.
So, not to be offensive or whatever the right word is to the two ladies that I adore here. Um, yeah, I guess I can kind of follow what Anna was saying. Like, I've never heard of it in that context, right? So, okay. And then what you were saying, Tracy, I take it in the same light as I want to take the Anna one, but from over here, it sounds like y'all are placing a lot of value on the term of marriage because you're willing to not have the status of married. You're willing to not have the all the accoutrements of marriage, but you felt or feel that there is that piece that you still want, uh, which is married. So you marry yourself, the one person who will never leave you anyway. Um, to me, it seems like if I were to splash this beyond the two of you, it comes back to people have been just hammered, and mainly ladies, because
hmm
the ability to have children and the ability to be married are disproportionately levied against women. And so it's almost like it just sounds like it's the term that that carries some kind of weight. And I don't know. But I, like Tracy pointed out, I am married. Been married twice. This is my second marriage. So I can't truly, you know, process that side of it. But for me, being married was just part of that package, right?
hmm
Really, the biggest thing to me is being a father, and the second thing to me is being married. I know
I
that
can
could
see
be
that.
troublesome, uh, but that's the order of priority in my life: kids first, wife second.
hmm
So, um, so it's just I don't know. We all prioritize things differently, but it's just I don't know. It's just like that word is carrying too much weight.
It does. It does carry a lot of weight. I mean, especially the way I grew up. It was if you got to be what 35, you were considered an old maid. I'm almost 50, and shoot, I haven't even gotten to pretend I need to stay in this country. Can you please marry me? Engagement. I haven't even
You
got
need to
to.
get out of the country. Get out of the country, you'll find one.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh
that's
yeah.
what you want.
Well, what I'm saying is when you get to a certain like society, like you said, society puts a certain pressure on women. I wish it weren't so.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could just. Well, I'm not gonna say flip people the bird because I would never do that. But
I do
the
it for you.
thought kind of crosses my mind. It's like, when you gonna get married? When you gonna get married? And I heard this one joke that was kind of funny. The guy kept saying they asked him at weddings, "You're next." So he waited until a funeral and said, "Guess who's next?" I thought that was like the funniest thing ever. Because it was like, yeah, keep on asking me who's next. Keep on. Just keep
Yeah,
on
I think
doing it.
it's wrong. I think it's wrong, it's tacky, and it's callous to ask single people how long they're gonna be single.
Yeah.
To ask a person who's like lost a loved one how long they're gonna live in that funk or
Yep.
whatever. Um, yeah, I
When you gonna
understand that
have
there's a
your
side
baby?
when you're gonna have a baby. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that there's a side which only would apply to I think the loss of a loved one, where you think you have to shock someone out of their depression or their darkness. So you might do that. I don't know. I don't think it's the right approach, but I can see what someone would think it was. The other two, no. Like you don't know the story for why someone doesn't have children. You
Or
and you're not entitled to
yeah.
to know the
Or the
story.
one that I get sick of hearing, you so picky. Yes, I am picky. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yes, I am picky.
Well,
I
that one I think is fair play. Because if you
I
drop
don't.
15 standards for what you want, you are being picky, but you're entitled to it.
Yeah,
I think everybody should be picky. You
because
know, you talking about somebody who's going to be with you.
some people just marry whatever comes along, and then the marriage lasts what 3 years? No, 6 months. That's the shortest marriage I've ever heard
Or
of.
worse yet, it lasts 20 years and you're miserable the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right?
cheated the
So,
whole time.
yeah.
What? I
No,
remember.
you know, even about cheating. People can be married and be absolutely miserable. But
The people who
like
stay
you were
married.
saying, yeah, but like what we were touching on, that darn word, that status has
Mm-hmm.
so much weight that they are afraid of having to climb down off that mountain, so to
And
speak.
look at the way
Right?
the
And
government gives married people get certain tax benefits that I, as a single person, can't get.
it ain't worth
I'm just saying, but you still get them. You
it.
still get them. People with children get like tax credits for their children. I don't get
Yes,
them.
but there's a I mean personally I think there should be a
Not
minimum
to say they
basic
shouldn't, because I'm
standard of
saying
income that
you
should
have a
always
child, the
be.
child has expenses. But there are certain things that even the government has said this is important.
Yeah, if from speaking from a governmental standpoint, because I have a similar idea as far as if I'm building my own community, you're investing in what's going to keep your community or your nation moving forward, and the birth of children is a huge part of that. That's why we have, that's why those things exist. That's also why I think there should be uh, state funded or federally funded, whatever level funded pre-K. That's why I think all what is the term when it's a baby, like all baby care, like that should be
Child
completely
care?
funded. No, not child care per se, but like after the baby's born, natal care or whatever. That like
Oh,
for that
somebody
baby
who comes
from
in when the baby is still
A
very
baby.
new.
from like day one to like age
Yeah.
10, we cover all your medical expenses for
Ooh.
that baby, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Because it's an investment into the nation. Education is an investment into the nation. The
Mhm.
better we do for our young people, the more young people will have to continue the nation going forward, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that, but then there's also the dark side of it because, like, well, that's not quite doesn't really apply because I was going to go toward like the housing credit, tax credit, which is purely just a tax credit to wealth. It's not
Yeah.
anything else. It's just a subsidy for wealth. But yeah, Anyway, I don't know. I just think that we as a nation, and it's an individual thing, right? So you got the nation side, but you got an individual side. You got to own your own stuff. As an individual, people are placing some real heavy weight on certain things, and if part of your rationale for marrying yourself is because of that term and that status, it doesn't line up because you did not get the status. You did not. So now you're just going
That's
to end
the
up with more ridicule. You're going to end up with more questions. And if so, if that's your rationale for it, I beg of you out there, don't do it. But if your rationale is self healing, it's something like that path, rock on with your socks on. But you come to me and I don't know you, right? And you say, I'm married to myself. I'll be like, oh, really? You're not getting nothing out of me from that. Okay.
I don't think that's why. Well, I know
Yeah,
that's
it's
why Anna
nothing
didn't
about
do.
the status. No,
Yeah, it's not about the status.
So what is it?
it is about accepting myself completely, wholly, every day in, day out. It
So
is.
how does the term do that?
It's not the
You know what I'm
term.
saying? Like it should already exist anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Now I'm speaking more broad than the two of you, so
I know.
we all understand.
Yeah, because to me, it makes perfect sense to me because I'm like, you know what? I don't care what society. I don't care. If people
Mhm.
call me an old maid. I don't really care. I mean, I may be 75 when I get married. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But it's like I'm saying, you know what? I accept me for who I am. I'm happy. I'm gonna be happy no matter what, whether I'm single, dating, in a relationship. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be happy. I'm happy with me.
I think that's a wonderful place to be. I think we all need to be. I think the first person you need to fall in love with is yourself. I love me so much. I done been through some times where I didn't love myself, but I
Yep.
love myself so much that you can't take nothing from me. Not from me. Now you can take other things that will hurt me, but me by me, I'm deeply in love with these. I'm just wrestling with the term, like because if all of that is what you said is accurate and true, then the term should be irrelevant because it doesn't give you
It
anything.
is.
It
It
literally gives you
should.
nothing.
It is.
It is, but to me, it isn't. I guess for me, because I've placed so much on the term itself,
Okay.
and I'm just talking about me. I place so much on the term Mary, and I have such reverence for it and respect for it that there's a part of me that wants to be a part of it.
I feel you. And that's an excellent way to put it. Now I'm going to turn this because this is something that does not bother any of you because we've had time and I know that we've all have our different levels of where we feel on this subject.
hmm
But like for those out there in radio land, dating myself, um, that is a similar argument, in my opinion, it's a similar argument to the whole trans conversation because you have a boy who decides, no, I should be a girl. Everything in me screams that this is how I identify. And so they say, I'm a girl. That's their life. It literally means nothing to anyone what that person chose to call themselves, unless they prove themselves to be a danger to others. And then now it's a whole nother thing. But that is a microscopic thing. I don't even know if we have data on that. So it still comes back to this person has decided for themselves. So it means something to me to not just be a girl who, how do I put this? A girl who no longer identifies as a girl. I need to be a girl who identifies as a boy. I want the title that I am a boy. All that qualification stuff, I don't want to hear that. I'm a boy, right? That even though we're talking about physical and biological adjustments that have to be made to do this transition, you're still placing this value on the term. And So you had to anchor yourself to something. And I don't know if that's a good juxtaposition. I'm not sure. But
Mm.
anyway, it's a sloppy way of getting to it.
Yeah,
I see what
I
you're
see where you're
saying.
going, but I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
quite. Yeah, I see where you're going, but I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, if I was the type of person who placed a lot of value on certain terms, I would be offended, right? Like I could play the role of being offended as a married person who knows all that goes into being married, all the sacrifices, all the trade-offs, all the blah 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 blah, and someone who is not married in that sense choosing to use a term that I fight very hard to be a part of, right? Right? I could get my butt on the shoulders and feel that way.
good.
Similarly, even though what you call yourself and what status you choose for yourself has zero impact on me. Like zero. If you get a tax break or not get a tax break, I wouldn't know. It does zero to or for me. Right? Then you got the argument of gender. So now, or gender, or I don't know, help me, Anna, because it's transgender, not transsexual, right? So you got the issue of gender right over here. Someone who is tied into either their faith or how they view biology or how they view any number of things, very tied into this term. And someone else is saying, I now have rights to that term, even though I do not follow any of the established pathways to get there. And I'm supposed to just be like, okay. Now, personally, I am saying that you should be like, okay. But just putting it out there, this is how it comes across to someone who is attached to these terms, but they're on the other side of your argument.
Like I said, the only thing I can say on that is it's an idea I've been toying around with because the older I get, I'm like, I mean, if you look statistically wise, the statistics are not in my favor. They just aren't. I'm past a certain age. There are fewer men than there are women. Blah blah blah. I could go through wrong. Yes, I know. I could just go overseas. Probably not going to happen. But as I get older, it's like, what chance do I really have?
Hey,
What
I know
chance?
an 83-year-old woman who got married for the first time,
That'll probably me walking down the aisle with a cane. To my
never know.
I don't want to wait till I'm 83. But I'm just saying, as I get older, I'm like, these chances not looking. It's like a realization. It's like, oh, I get it now. These chances. I mean, I'm just looking at what statistics say.
And since I've already stolen the show from Marlon, so then we just move to another side of the same discussion, right? So then whatever it is that we decide that we want, right? Do we ever stop and look at the actions and the pathways that we're following? And do those things actually put us in a better position or a weaker position for the thing that we say we want? Right? Like if I say I want to have a $2 million company, but I don't want to invest $10,000 of my own money, and first of all, you gotta have 10,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where
But
you
you
get
know,
$10,000 from?
but
Tell
then you
me.
say to yourself, well, I need $10,000 to start my business and actually have it have a chance. Well, am I willing to give up the 3 years and push back or push out my ability to start my business so I can go and focus hard on getting that $10,000? Or is it so important that I get my business no matter what happens, and then I'll try to find a way to get my 10,000? It's a similar thing if you're saying if you want to be married out there and you don't date, you don't put yourself in those particular lanes. You're not selective of who you date and the type of people you date. Because some people date, but they dating in the playground when they need to
Everybody.
be dating in the court, you know what I'm saying, in
Yeah.
the boardroom, right? So it's like, and anything that we're after, this is what I do to myself, am I actually, actually doing things that move me in that direction? Or am I just thinking I want this thing, but the fear of failure keeps me from even going after that thing?
Mm.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
For me, it
So,
was
Marlon, I'm
about
sorry, you
my
can have a short break.
relationship with myself. And at one point, I did not like myself very much. So making a commitment, a lifetime commitment, um, the more that I think about it, yeah, marriage, not quite the right word. It's just the closest word that we have.
Right.
All right, there's a hole in this conversation. Okay,
Hey,
come on.
Marlon, how you
Oh
doing?
Hey,
yeah.
hey, how y'all doing? Welcome,
When did
welcome to
you
Hey,
get
Saturday
everybody,
here?
Marlon's here.
Show with Let's Be History. I am your host, Marlon. Anyway, we got one more video, and I'm honestly joking with you because I kind of think this next video we're going to be right back onto this conversation that we're having now.
Okay.
But so I wanted to play it while we're still in the first hour. So let's go ahead and get it to the last video of the hour.
My fiance and I dated for 4 wonderful years before he proposed. We were college sweethearts since our freshman year and recently graduated together. I couldn't have asked for more from a boyfriend. So, of course, I screamed yes. Wedding planning was going perfectly until we got to the personal styling part. And he said he was going to find a loctician to style his hair because since a few years ago, he had started and had been maintaining his locks himself. Here's the thing. I've never been a fan of his locks, but I figured it was a phase that he would grow out of, no pun intended, after we left school. But he got really upset when I suggested that he instead got a haircut for our wedding day. I was seriously surprised at how offended he got about it, especially considering that he himself said his locks aren't a religious thing or a cultural expression. He says he just loves them.
No, he says he doesn't love his locks more than he loves me. I say our wedding day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for us as a couple, and he can always grow back his locks. He thinks I'm being selfish, and I think the same of him. If he had a hairstyle preference for me, I would absolutely consider it. I wouldn't just diss and dismiss him. It's not like his locks are a deal breaker for marrying him. But his willingness to die on this hill makes me wonder if it's foreshadowing what's to come in our marriage.
Help.
Man, don't ever play shit and then do it again.
I like him.
Yeah,
Man,
don't be
maybe. I
switching
might
up.
like him too if he wasn't doing that echo crap.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
I'm on Team Thieves with this one.
I don't need to hear every voice in your head at the same time. I do not.
mm.
I do like his speaking voice more than the
Yeah.
other guy that you played.
Yeah, they use.
Oh, I can't. Oh, good gracious. But
Gee. The point is,
Everything in that story makes me think the bride is white.
Yep, that's what I thought too. I thought I was the only one that thought that.
I didn't think that.
Because
No?
if she were
I
like
didn't I didn't
she,
think
I
I
did
didn't think
because
that. I think there was a very poor lack of communication
Mm.
during the whole dating thing. And this is what you get for assuming something was going to happen without talking and being very disappointed when it doesn't happen. And I don't think it was a race thing. I just think she probably was just like, I'm just not a lot person. And I assume this was a phase and he'll get over it and he'll pick our wedding as the most important time to come out with the look that I like.
and
be
then
Compared
when he
to
careful, he
goes
might get
back
over
to
you.
yeah, but what happens when he goes back to the locks and she's still like, hey, you look better on the wedding day. Nah, bro, don't you change your hairstyle for don't you change. She knew you had locks before she married you. Don't you change your hairstyle. Don't you do it.
So
Unless you want
normally,
to.
there's that. Or you think
Right.
you want to, because sometimes you might think you want to, really you don't. And the thing about your hair is with locks, that's a commitment. Like
Mm-hmm.
you committed wherever stage you are in your lock journey, you might only be, at the twist out part of your locks. I don't know. But if you 10 years into having locks, Yeah, you can always cut your hair and grow it back. But that's another 10 years.
She said she thought it was a phase. Girl, locks is not a phase. You
That was
you can't you Marla, you have locks. Is this a phase you're going through, or you think you ever gonna
No,
not go back?
and I would never think about cutting my hair for absolutely nothing. If I cut my hair, it'd be my decision, and my decision alone, just
Yeah,
like it
that's what
was
made
my
me
decision
think,
to
oh, she
grow it.
not, he's black, but she can't be. Because there's no way I'm telling a man to change his
Well, he
hairstyle.
could be white because I've seen some of the more nasty lock looking stuff. You
That
know,
don't
but
look
it don't
right.
look right. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm just
White
not,
folk
no
out there,
offense
it
to the
don't look
white
right.
people. No, y'all hair ain't, it ain't built for that. It's just not. Your hair not
I mean,
built
do
for the
what makes
lock.
you happy, but it don't look right.
Okay,
But
No,
yeah, yeah.
here's my thing. The communication sucks. Y'all better take care of that right here and right now before you even think about getting married. Um, I think OP. I think you're lying to yourself. If he had a hair preference, I think that I would take it into consideration. Um, you know what consideration means is you would think about it, not do it. You would just think about it, and chances are it still come out with no. So please don't try to fool somebody.
and then what if he cuts his hair?
You've
Oh, sorry,
been
go ahead,
dating
Marla.
for 4 years in college. Oh, I'm almost done. You known this dude for 4 years. You ain't like his hair for 4 years, but that never came up in a conversation. Not until now.
You
I
can't say
mean,
that,
come
Mom.
on. It's
He had
I
huh?
don't
locks
know.
for,
The
well, we're
way the
assuming
way
he's,
y'all drug me over that woman changing the color of her hair. It's the same thing.
I'm still gonna drag you over because it doesn't make any sense.
It's the same
It
thing.
doesn't make any sense to break up with somebody because they changed the color of their hair. But
You telling him to break up with her because she wanted to cut his hair.
I don't know. I said no. I'm saying they need to
Work on
really
communication.
communicate because this needs to be nipped in the bud about assumptions that you think the other person. This is something you need to take care of before you get married because you right. If this could actually go forward in the marriage because now you assuming okay now what role do we play in the marriage? What's the split on household income? What neighborhood we gonna stay in? What kind of cars are we gonna drive? How many kids do you want? Do you even want kids? I mean, all of these is people doing these assumptions that hey, I was thinking this, so I was assuming you was thinking it. That's kind of arrogant for you to even be that type of person to think that your way is the only way. But I'm just letting you know, you need to take care of this now because if you get into a marriage, don't see this going
Those
very.
are those are excellent questions, and everybody should figure that out at the point that you decide you're gonna be serious. Now,
Yeah.
I'm old school, so I still, even though you might not use the terms, I believe in having a girlfriend and then being going steady, and then getting
Yep.
engaged, and
Hmm.
then getting married. Like, I believe in all them steps. You can call them whatever you want to call them. Like now, you might not say that's your girlfriend. You might call her that's your lady, or you don't go steady, but y'all in a committed relationship. Even though to me, the hell we together, we ain't committed from the beginning. But whatever your labels are. Excellent questions, Marlon. I don't think I asked my wife any of them but one.
I
yeah,
mean,
I think I'm the one saying break up because what happens, let's just say he gets his hair cut for the wedding. And then he's like, you know what? I should have kept my locks. Now he's mad. It's like, I'm gonna grow my locks back. I'm gonna grow my. And then she says, you look better without the locks. And here come a whole nother argument. Nah, don't. Like I said, don't you cut your hair. Don't. If she don't like them, tell her bye. Go
I'm
away.
not
Don't come back.
there.
I'm not gonna
I
go
don't see
there.
them get break
I
break.
am
I don't.
because if she wants him to change his locks, what else is she gonna want him to change?
Oh, being
This is the
married,
time
she
for
gonna
you to
want you to
find
change a
out.
lot, dog. Hey, dude. Hey, whoever you are out there, fellas. She gonna make you change a lot of shit. All your stuff is gone. All is gone, bro. Hold, fight the fight, but you gonna lose.
See, I guess that's what I just can't be that control. That's just controlling. You're not gonna tell me how to wear my hair. You not. I wish you would.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying break up
No,
with
I
her.
don't think y'all need to break up. I
I
think y'all
do.
need to communicate.
Hmm.
I know Tracy, you and Theus will
No, Theus is not saying break up. I'm the only one saying break up.
Theus and hair and
Actually,
break
one
up.
time you talked about we were talking about hair, and you said if you cut your hair off, it would not grow back. Am I remembering?
No, I said if I cut my hair, it's gonna come back more gray because gray hair grows back quicker than regular hair. Like if I just cut my
Oh,
hair, like if
okay.
I just chopped it, like I want to chop it, but my fear is one, it's gonna come back more gray and it'll grow back longer, which is why I won't cut it.
Oh, I thought I remembered you saying like my hair would grow back. It would take a couple of years, but
No, it won't
okay.
take a couple of years. It would take like a few months, like maybe 6 or 7 months, and then it'd be right back to what it looks like now, but more gray.
She ain't gonna let you keep your stuff, y'all. She ain't gonna let you. It won't be all at one time. It'll happen
That's like
slowly.
some dude married simply to propose to me. You really need to color your gray. Dummy, I was gray when you met me. What are you talking about?
I think that's what bothers me
Why
more
are
about this
people so
Well, see, I
conversation.
don't
concerned
think
with
people
the
have to be
aesthetic?
stuck. I don't think people have to be stuck. So I mean, like,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. Get you another
when I
girlfriend.
when I was, I agree with switch out a girlfriend any given time. But I just remember when I was younger though, I used to keep a fade. Right now, Mother Nature conspired to make sure I couldn't continue with that. But I used to keep a fade, and one day, and I was okay, doing all right. I pulled when I pulled. But one day I was cutting my hair, and Marlon, you might know if this ever happened to you or a friend of yours. Um, I forgot to put the guard on my clippers
Oh,
and did a
Ooh.
reverse mohawk
oh,
right down my head.
Ooh.
Mm.
So
Ooh. Go
I
to
had to
the
go ahead and shave that off.
baby.
But all of a sudden, I started getting all these compliments. And so I have never, well, I can't do it now. But back then, I still could have grown my hair. And I was like,
you
forget
can always
that.
get a midge.
No, that's not going to happen. No, no, no. We're not getting a head mop.
Midge, wig
But
for men. And a wig for
yeah,
men.
but I
Midge.
mean, I'm just saying, like, I think because sometimes just because I'm not saying this is the way it should go, but this is why I'm leaving with Marlon saying you need to have these conversations and really get to the bottom of this because it
Yeah.
may just be a preference for her and not a hard thing for her, right? So he might say, "No, I'm not going to do it," which is him standing up for himself, and that's the end of the story. It's just one of those small irritations, and then you move on with your life.
Yep.
Personally, if you're afraid to upset your wife, then you don't need to be married to her no damn way because
Thank
Nope.
you.
you're gonna have a hard time, buddy. Um,
You sure
so
Nope.
are.
stand up for yourself, be fair, and go through that. But then he might cut his hair and be like, "Yo, less upkeep. This is cool. I like this.
I thought
Okay, I'm gonna
locks
do
were
this."
less upkeep.
Them locks are
No,
less
because they
up.
got to go get them retwisted, and
Yeah, but
and
that's
there's a
like
lot of
what
maintenance
every
that
other
goes into
month. Like, Mom, how often
that.
you get your locks retwisted? Once every
Yeah,
other
like
month?
every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
not
say
that's
it
this
just
is a
not that often
I'm
that
gonna
you
tell
have
you
to
the
get it
truth is
retwisted.
this is why I say it's a lot less of an upkeep. There's two reasons why I did it. One, because Foxy got hers twisted, and I liked hers, so I started twisting mine. And two,
Mhm.
because I got sick and tired of going to the barbershop. This was during the pandemic, and I got sick and tired of going and paying money every 2 weeks to go get a haircut. So when I got the locks done, and all you have to do is twist it umpteenth whatever time that you want to get it done, because you just got to do maintenance during the whole thing. The
Is it
retwisted
like
is
did you
just
go
to
to
let
a
it grow.
barbershop like coming to America where they cut a little bit of your hair and then say that'll be $15?
That's
No,
what it
mine
feels like
was
nowadays when I talk to people.
nah.
Y'all
They
was
was good.
supposed
I
to
just got sick and
laugh.
tired of just the whole The
Thank
pandemic
you,
was
Anna.
so much of a headache when it came to your hair for me. Trying to find a barber who was open, trying to get in, trying to blah blah blah. Then they was raising the prices. Then they would lower the prices to get you in. Then once they
Be a
got you in,
female.
then they
That's all I
raised the
gotta
price.
say.
I'm like,
Be a
you know
black
what?
female. That's all I got to say. We got it worse than I think. I know. I know. I've been wanting to sew in for years and I still can't afford it. Still can't.
I'll take your word.
Okay, but then I get you, but that's still a choice still too. So don't blame that on the gender thing. There's dudes out there who want to
But
get their hair done all the time.
it costs
But
less for you to get a haircut than me. Oh yeah, just do this and then. First of all, I'm there for at least 5 hours. At least I'm at the beach
I
at
agree.
least
It's ridiculous what y'all deal with,
5 hours
because
at
that's some
least.
dumb stuff. I would
Then
be. I
then
don't
it's
know because I'm not a
It
woman.
takes 5 hours.
yes, it takes
Go to a
5 hours.
black woman's beauty salon, because she
Five.
gonna start you on this, and then she gonna go over here and do something, and then she gonna start you on this, and then she gonna go over and do something. Plus, it takes time to let the chemicals sit in your hair to
No, I don't have chemicals.
you don't do no moisturizing and conditioner to get your hair
The
so it's
chemicals are like
detangled.
lye and we.
Oh, I'm not talking about getting your hair like perm.
Oh, you
Um,
just talking about like a regular washing condition
yeah,
shampoo. Yep, that takes about 30 minutes. Then you gotta sit there. Then you gotta go under the dryer. Then come back out. Then get your hair rinsed again. Yeah, in 5 hours. And 5 hours is on a good day. It took me 7 hours the last time, and then that mess lasted 2 days. I was so hot, man. I was like, I don't believe this. I sat in the chair for 7 hours.
meanwhile, it takes me, depends on what kind of a mood I'm in, between 15 and 30 minutes.
I wish I
Okay.
could. Oh boy.
Uh,
Boy, if it only took me 15 minutes, oh, I'd be so much better. Yes, Anna. Being a black one, it's everybody says your hair looks so pretty. It better I sat in a dang on chair for 7 hours. Yes, it should. Yeah, you see?
It's been about a good 2 hours to wash and retwist everything.
I ain't got that kind of patience. So, but it's all different styles and all different ways. My thing is, we all chose. Well, I had a little bit less of a choice in my past, but we all chose the follicle choices that we follow. So you can't really hold that against somebody else. Like, you could go with a short bob, you could go with a buzz cut, you could go with a bald like me.
First of all, my head
Choices.
ain't round. My head is not round, so no, I could not go with no hair. And it's gonna grow back. If I cut off all my hair in 6 months, it'll be this length, and it'll be just like gray. Well, it's gray now, but it'll be more gray.
Huh.
7 hours. But
Right.
5 is the normal. 5 is the normal.
I just think that's like, I watch my wife. Hats off to my wife. Good Lord, thank God I got me a black woman who grew up knowing how to do hair. Okay, because
Yeah,
I
because
have
all of us ain't got
3
that yet.
daughters
Oh, I
with
forgot to tell
a
you
crap
that
load of hair.
Foxy twists my hair. I don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Oh, well, see, you got it made. Because some of us, we
Oh,
ain't got.
please.
Some people
Because
named
if you go to a
Tracy.
loctician, that's expensive, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I started off going to a loctician and it was $50 per visit, and you had to see
That's
them
not
every 2
bad.
weeks. You
Yeah,
had
it's
to see
better
them
than I thought. I thought it was a couple $100.
Yeah. Ooh.
a month. Now, now, I'm not even gonna get into that story. The first lady who twisted my head, who doesn't believe in twisting the chair but twisting you. All right, come back in 2 weeks. Yeah, no, no.
Telling you, to be black in America, you could. No wonder we spend so much money on our hair.
But these are choices still, though,
But it's
But
still
the thing
because
choices.
is, everybody don't have skill to do their own hair. And one of them is
but
named me.
everybody doesn't have skill to do their own hair. Plus, doing it DIY is not always going to give you the finished
Show
look
won't
of somebody else who's actually looking
like a
at it, versus
professional.
you trying to sit here with a mirror and do crazy stuff.
Yeah, a
But
professional that went to school
Yeah,
and knows what they're doing.
Yeah, because Foxy
But
twisted her own hair. I know doggone well I can't twist mine. I know
Mm-mm,
I
it's
can't.
something. There are some things I know I can do. I can absolutely do them. I'm skilled in them. And then there's some stuff I'm like, I ain't trying that. You got to be out of your crazy mind. You think I'm gonna sit here and try to do my hair? Nope, sure won't. Nope, won't do it.
but I agree with you, and I am not saying everybody should do it, and I'm not saying this is a la 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 world where everybody goes and do these things. I'm saying that it's still choices that we as individuals make because you can get with your friends who do certain things and y'all rotate through that thing. Or you can go and take a cosmetology class will only cost a couple $100 and now you good with taking care of yourself most of the year. You just go get it, so you got to get it right, once or twice a year with somebody else. There are options that we can follow. We're just talking about hair right now, but I'm saying this transfers in almost anything in our lives. There are so many things that we can do. We just really prefer not to. And then we have our concerns about woe is me that I have to deal with these things, right? Like I have 2 cars now fully paid off. Well, 3 cars because one of them dead and sitting in the driveway. But I've always been the one that's like, yo, I take my car to somebody else and they go do the maintenance. And I'd rather have a car under warranty. Give me a car under warranty. That's it, right? But I had to decide, you know what? Do I want to go get a car payment and deal with all that? Or do I need to learn how to do some stuff on my car?
Yep, that's another thing I'll do. Mechanic, manual labor. Nope, that's not the life for me. Now that I won't complain about. I won't cut my grass. I won't clean the sure won't. Nope.
I
That's
thought you were
what
going to cut your grass.
I
Yeah.
said. I said I looked at the size of that yard and I said, "Oh no, let me call my brother and see does he know somebody that cuts grass." No, I don't. I cut no grass. I clean no gutters. Nope.
You are giving somebody else a job,
That's right.
Tracy.
I'm playing in my seat into the economy.
Tracy, I'm 100% with you because for the last couple of years, I couldn't afford to have nobody cut the grass. And I hate manual labor. And I definitely hate yard work. Hate it. So, yeah, I'm with you. I was like, I'm just have to give up a few eating outs.
Yep,
Somebody come cut this.
just eat lunch at the house and be like, oh well, another bologna sandwich. Don't have to cut the grass. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, everybody, we got to cut this short. We're over the first hour. Good conversation, though. We will see everybody in the second hour with a Am I the A-hole, real or nah? And of course, Foxy's Mafia video of the week and Foxy's videos of the week. 3-minute break to reboot, refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it.
we are back, and of course, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. We will get into the hostages released from Hamas 2 days ago and yesterday.
And Israel, yeah.
Please go support Tracy at buymeacoffee.com/Tracy Media LLC. Support Tracy at all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you want to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com.
All right.
Okay, so
Crowd goes wild.
Parker is watching the show, and there's a wrestling pay-per-view going on at the same time. So I'm purposely not showing Parker's
Baby Mafia.
People are
comment.
wait. Pay-per-view is still a thing for wrestling?
Well, no, it's a premiere or live premiere, I think they call it now. So no,
You have to pay for it.
it's on Peacock, which is a prescription platform.
So it's
But you're not
streaming.
paying separate like WrestleMania
No,
used to
not
make you
paying
pay.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
Really? Wow.
Now there is an organization called AEW where they are still doing literally pay-per-views, and yeah, I don't come to the conclusion I'm not paying $50 to watch Jack anymore. I'm done with it.
It depends. Like if it's a
Yeah.
good boxing match, I might.
I'm not paying $50
is there any
to
such
watch
thing as good
it.
boxing anymore? Because they've all gone to this human cockfighting called MMA.
Yeah, I know. I'm like last time I watched a good boxing match, I had to be in my 20s.
I don't even watch
Isn't that
MMA.
like the inside the cage fighting?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
MMA.
MMA is inside the
Okay.
cage.
To me,
Yeah,
it's human cockfighting because it's like you just beating the crap out of each other, and they're all bloody and busted up.
You know what?
Okay.
I push back on that. It's not, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not. When MMA first started, I wholeheartedly agree with you. It was a human cockfight because they had no rules. It was pretty much you go do whatever it took just to knock the person out or submit them or whatever. But there was no rules like MMA now. Like there are certain things that we're gonna fight until I knock you out or you knock me out or we go to a decision and everything else. But you're gonna stick it to a certain rules for
but
you to
it's
get your
still two
victory.
men hugging each other in the middle of the ring all the time.
No, that's wrestling.
That's wrestling.
Yeah, that's two men in their underwear hugging and holding each other closely. That's
Not that there's
wrestling.
anything wrong with that.
No, if that's your lifestyle. That's your lifestyle. Um, MMA is like the wrestling. Like with wrestling, they're coming together. It's a beautiful story.
It's a
I got my
soldier.
team, you got your team. There's different. We travel different paths to come together here and stand in our underwear and hold each other closely and passionately hug as and toss each other lovingly around the ring. But then when you're on the downward slope of your relationship and now all you do is fight, all you just want to win no matter what until the other person submits, this fight ain't over. Now you in MMA,
But
right?
that's
You're
it. That's
not wearing the little small sexy underwear. You wear like your gym shorts,
yeah.
you
Because
know.
when I watched MMA, it was literally two men. I'm like, if I didn't know any better, like if I just didn't know, I'm like, this don't look. I mean, I guess if that's what they into, but what? Huh? I just couldn't watch it.
I mean, breaking up can be hard and it's not always a pretty sight, you know.
Oh, and why I'm not saying anything against them because they're not saying anything I haven't already heard.
But that's literally what I
Literally,
thought.
there
I'm
is
like,
nobody can say anything about pro wrestling that I haven't already heard.
I mean, we
already.
know it's fake.
Okay.
Marlon, you do know it's fake.
Yeah, Tracy, you know, I've been watching this since I was 8 years
I'm
old.
just
You're the
saying,
first
I'm
one
asking.
to actually point out that it's fake. I told you there's nothing you say that I haven't already heard.
Why you
There's
get
nothing.
mad about that though? I'm
You
just
get
asking a
you
question.
pricking a
No,
nerve.
I'm literally not even getting mad.
It's okay. I understand. That's just like when I,
But
question
the funny thing
people
about
about
it
their
is,
Would you
belief
like a
system or
lollipop?
anything.
but
So
this is the deal. But this is the deal. You like what you like. Like
I
Tracy,
like
I
cartoons.
have a whole bunch to say about you and musicals. I think that's just the least entertaining thing I could possibly think of because I have a problem with I can't even say hello to you before you bust out into a 9-minute rendition of a
But
song that was
And
but see,
written
a
in the
dance.
musical.
1600s.
But here's the thing about a
And
musical,
dance.
though. A musical is basically a concert that is masquerading as a movie.
A
Okay.
play. But
Whereas, as a play. Okay.
Yeah.
But wrestling is like a play masquerading as a sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be in physical shape to be a wrestler.
No, have you
But
seen
not
those
by
wrestlers?
much.
Some of them. Depends on your character. Depends on your character.
No, it don't matter what your character is.
What
If you
was
ain't in
that
shape,
one?
you ain't
That big
getting
old
there.
heavy set one, Rashiki? That guy was not in no type of shape.
Did you just go back to the 90s?
Yeah, I did. That's the only.
Oh, Rashi.
Next thing we gonna talk about Junkyard Dog.
Oh,
guys.
Rakishi.
Those are the names I
Whatever his
remember.
name.
So
All I
And
know is
yes,
Hulk Hogan and the Four Horsemen. Thank you.
I used to like the Road Warriors. I thought they were pretty cool.
yeah, they both gone now.
Well, a
Like
lot of them are
gone up
gone.
into
All
that
the
great
drugs that they used to
highway.
take, and the steroids, and the drugs, and then the
Ric Flair's still here.
woo, barely. And but we lost Sting. Hulk Hogan's still around.
Sting is
No,
still around.
he's still here.
Sting dead, ain't he?
No, Sting
No.
is not
The
dead.
original Sting. I thought the Sting died now.
First of all, there's only one, and
There's
second of
only
I
all,
don't
one.
know.
It's
I
like,
think there's more than one
is
Sting.
it like 15 Stings going around?
I thought it was more than one Sting.
It was only one as far as
You
I
talk
know.
about the singer, then sure, but the original Sting is only one Sting, and he's in AEW, and he's still alive and wrestling.
At his age?
They ain't had no retirement plan. They're still out there bouncing around. That which goes to your whole they got to be in shape thing. They're 70 years old, rolling around on the ring with.
What I just said. He still gets in the ring. The wrestling is kind of pushing that cause, but he still do dive off.
What was
dive
that
off stages
one
on
that did
people.
like not Hacksaw Jim Duggan? That one that like put his sock in the people's mouth.
Who?
The one, the wrestler that put the sock in
That
the
was
people's
Hacksaw, wasn't it?
No, this was another one. And I'm gonna think of his name.
Yeah, Tracy Sting. Okay, Marlon, thank you for clear. I thought Sting died and they got a new Sting, but okay.
I know who you're
Apparently,
talking about though.
this name Steve Borden is Sting.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was born 4 years after my daddy, who's about to celebrate his 70th birthday.
Yep.
I ain't watching that.
You think
But
about
that's me though.
You thinking
That's
about
me.
the Ultimate Warrior?
No, I'm talking about the one.
Yes, Ultimate Warrior is probably who I was thinking about. He was better anyway. But yeah, but
Now he is dead, right?
Yes.
Okay, just
Mankind.
no. Yes, thank you, Parker. Thank you. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking of. He put the dirty sock in people's mouths.
Mick Foley is still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, because he does commercials.
Now, how that dude?
Not in the
Anna?
best of shape.
Anna, you ain't got to like wrestling, but I'm telling you, it's amazing Mick Foley lasted as long as he did.
This dude would
He
jump
did
on.
some stuff that's just like
You just don't want to live.
you really just don't want to live, dude.
Jump.
Anyway, am I the a-hole? Okay, let's go ahead and get this out of the way because everybody knows how I feel about mental.
Nobody knows.
No.
Everybody knows.
She's a face. Sorry.
Deep off the rails. So everybody knows how I feel about mental health. One of my pet peeves, however, and I'm still learning, like I had to learn from Anna this week. The one thing that will completely and utterly piss me off completely is when you weaponize mental health. And that's what this story is about, using mental health as a weapon. 5 minutes long, chill out.
My wife has been out of work since 2018. She had a mental breakdown during her 5th year of teaching. She has been going to therapy since, and we started marriage counseling during COVID. Reason for marriage counseling was because she thought I was pushing her too hard to get back to work before her and her therapist thought she was ready. I tried to explain many times that was not my intent, but realistically speaking, for me to keep up with expenses and retirement contributions, I pretty much have to take on extra shifts with sometimes clock in over 18 hours a day, and on average, I've been pulling 84-hour weeks. I've been doing this since she stopped working. We recently had a fight because I had an extremely rough week and had the conversation again about her going back to work. She opened up with the same line she always does. We do not feel it is the right time yet. She feels I have made great progress, and if I rush it, I run the risk of losing it. We being her and her therapist. I told her I really don't give an F what her therapist has to say. I'm sick of you hiding behind her words whenever this topic comes up. She started to cry, telling me she doesn't like being this way either, and that I'm belittling her due to suffering from mental health issues. I replied saying I don't intend to belittle you or not take your issues seriously. The problem is I am running myself ragged, and what happens if I have a mental break? Do you think I will have the luxury of not working? No, I will have to push through my demons. She said her therapist warned her this would happen sooner or later. I would try to manipulate her into doing something she was not ready to do. This is when I really lost it and just let it all out. I did not say anything kind. I told her she insults me for thinking what I'm doing is manipulation. I told her I'm working these extra shifts so that she can come home and bullshit playing games. I told her this entire time you have not even made an effort to improve on certain skills. I told her she can still not cook to save her life, and that I was sick of coming home after 12 or 18-hour days just to make us dinner because her idea of making dinner is pretty much a pre-made in the oven or ordering out. Among other things, she stormed out of the house, crying, yelling, and shouting how I am a piece of shit and I'd rather see myself comfortable versus her getting better. So here I am. I do not feel at the core I am wrong, and while what I said was harsh, I think it did have to be said. So Reddit, was I the arsehole here? Hey, I appreciate the replies. Going to leave a quick update here to answer and clarify what I can. I apologize if I missed something. Thanks nonetheless. Yes, I have been to a couple of sessions with my wife and her therapist. To be honest, it largely felt like I was getting ganged up on. My wife brought up how I was always tired, so I explained I am working harder to maintain our home. When I suggested part-time work would allow me to work less, their counter-suggestion was to cut things like saving for retirement and hold off on paying off debt and tackle such things after my wife gets better. Then I suggested renting out the house to cover the mortgage, and we downsized to an apartment. Her therapist said such a drastic change to her environment could have a negative impact on her depression and advises against such major life-changing events. During another session, she brought up how my suggesting she tries cooking is to save us money so we do not order so much. She felt insulted because in terms of money coming in, I am making slightly more than our combined income, and she was able to cover her expenses, so she does not understand why we are having such a hard time. I was honest. It has less to do with money per se and more to do with the fact the amount of hours I have to work to maintain the income. I told her I pretty much am working 2 full-time jobs. The cooking or doing other things around the house dropped fairly quickly and became a critic on how I cannot manage money since I'm making more. Yet I never had issues when she was working with how she spent. More or less every session became what I could do to help my wife, and I get it, her therapist has to look out for my wife, and generally my concerns are small compared to my wife's. My wife is not a huge fan of our marriage counselor because she offers suggestions that go against her therapist. My friend has also suggested I speak with a lawyer to see exactly what my options are. After reading many of the comments and thinking back on everything, I think I'm going to do that. I love my wife and I know she is sick, but I am no good to anyone if I keep up this pace. There's another edit here. Final edit. Thank you so much for the replies and advice. It was a slow morning and I only had one field call, so I was looking over the thread with a colleague and close friend. After talking, I have decided to put in a request for 2 weeks vacation. During that time, I'm going to relax with my friends, play some Baldur's Gate 3, and also get my shit together. going to speak with a lawyer and see what my options are because I was young and dumb, and much of her debt is mine because I co-signed and have a joint account. I will go to the doctor for the first time in 4 years and see if everything is still working as it should. During this time, my friend said I could crash at their place, so I'm going to take him up on that offer. This will be my final post here though. Going over this, I made this post for all the wrong reasons. This is something that should not have been posted publicly, and I was petty for that. Even so, I thank everyone because a lot of what was said was what I needed to hear. I do not have much in terms of a family. Both of my parents passed. Thanks for the tough love. Something has to change, and if my wife is unable to do it, I have to do it. I am young. I should be enjoying my life. I'm not even 30 yet, as my friend said. I aged so much in the last 5 years. It is scary. My friend showed me pictures from before all this happened. I want to go back to the person I was then. I agree, I was the asshole for what I said, but I do not regret it. It was a wake-up call that I needed.
Here they go with the friend again. Here they
Now,
go.
this is one time that I agree with going to the friend.
Yep.
Because this marriage is done.
It's done. It's way past done.
Done. And, you know, because, okay, she had a bona fide event, but I've seen this movie. He needs to find out if the therapist is actually a therapist and not just her best friend. You know, because that advice is really kind of jacked. Like, how is it in your client's best interest to lose her financial support and her emotional partner? How is that in her best interest? Right? Like, where is that balance and that coming in at? You know, so fine, don't go back to teaching. Just start an Etsy account. Right, start an Etsy account. Go work at Target. You know, there's things you can do to offset. And if you just that broken up from it, okay, what are you doing to help make his life easier? See, that's one thing I say about any relationship. Any relationship. It's all debits and credits. So are you putting in more than you're taking out? In what way do you make your partner's life better? Right? And they should be doing the same thing for you. So if that balance is out of whack, something wrong.
It's like,
this
therapist is not a there's no way a therapist is going to sit there and say, maybe they wouldn't suggest going back into the teaching field. Okay. They would be like, look, get a part-time job. Do something. You can't just keep, because the more you sit and not work, you're going to just keep sitting and he going to be gone and you're going to have to work. So, I don't know. Who told her, girl, bye. Sit and stop. I mean, if she's that concerned, and I don't know how this exactly works, if she's that devastated, file for disability. Do something. I mean, just do anything besides what you're doing. You don't cook, and okay, I get it. I can't boil water without having to look at it. Be like, okay, let me just watch it. But girl, either him suggesting that you cook to save money and you where did this therapist get their degree at? What online school out of a cereal box did this therapist get their degree from? That's what I'm wondering. This is a terrible therapist. Terrible. The marriage counselor, I don't know, because he didn't really, and I'm assuming it was he didn't mention like a lot about that person, but that her therapist, girl, that person got their degree out of a Cracker Jack box, because that's some of the worst advice I have ever heard. There's no therapist that's gonna say, yeah, just keep on sitting around.
Yeah, just burn all your bridges.
Yeah.
Burn them all.
And don't rent the house. Like, he's trying to think of ways to make money. And know that her environment. Is you paying for the environment? Or are you paying for it? No, then shut up.
And he went from working 40, 50 hours a week to working 60, 70 hours a week. And your response is, well, I mean, that is more money. He's tired.
He doesn't spend time with me. That's because he's working to take care of your sorry behind. Yeah, I said sorry.
Yeah, in this particular case, the way the story was told, I would say she's being sorry. because she's not even trying to do the other things to
Right.
help protect her home, right? Like you
Herself
are not
is
emotionally. I mean, I don't know her emotional damage because these kids are monsters. So she might be so fragile that having to deal with the general public is too much for her because I don't think they really said how long this has been going on. But that doesn't mean you can't step up at home though. Like there's a trade-off, right? You got to figure out some way to do something. You don't get to do nothing.
get a YouTube channel. Okay, no, you can't make money that way. Get
Some
it.
people do.
Not us.
Get you a OnlyFans, and then you really don't need to teach like that one lady. Of course,
Wow.
then you might lose your marriage for that.
Now if he's smart.
What are you talking about? Man, please.
If my spouse had an
I
OnlyFans
don't
page,
care how
how
much
much is
money
he
you
making?
making.
How much money is he making on this OnlyFans page?
But see, that depends on how you view money. There's not a dollar amount that you're gonna give me that's gonna have my wife out doing softcore porn, and I'm gonna be like, well,
If all she's showing is
hey,
her feet, I mean, it depends on what she's showing. If she's just showing feet and somebody into feet, hey, put your feet out there. Get them feet out there. We need the money.
What did you just
yeah, I
ask?
think we might be able to work with feet. We might be able to work with feet.
Yeah, it depends on what she's showing. Now,
What's
boobs,
that
okay.
mean?
I can see if
You
she's
ain't got
showing
that
boobs, you having a
on
problem with
OnlyFans?
it. Okay, that's her naked body.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
but
draw the line at kneecaps. Now, if you start showing kneecaps, because that
kneecaps is
means there's a
nothing.
there's a thigh that's attached to that kneecap. That ain't moving too close to the
A
no
foot
no
is attached to
in
an
the
ankle, which is attached to a
So
leg, which is attached to a kneecap, which is attached to a thigh, which is attached to a hip.
what? But the no no and the belong to me as well
I
as the
didn't say for her to
tatas.
show that.
So I don't need you to
If
even with
she's
anything that's leading down the path. See
if
what I'm
he's
saying?
just
So,
showing feet, put them feet out there on that
but what
OnlyFans
about that
page.
pinky toe? He like to suck on that pinky toe. So now you're gonna put the pinky toe out for everybody?
Depend on how much money he
That
making by
that's
putting
all
that
our
pinky toe
relationship
out
is worth
there.
for you? See,
How
that's
much is
just
he making?
unfortunate.
I'm just saying. How much is he making by putting that pinky toe out there? That's
It
all
all
I'm
depends. I
asking.
mean, you got to ask yourself how much is our love
If
worth.
he's
You know what I'm saying?
if he's making $20,000 a month, yeah, you gonna
No,
put that whole pinky toe out there, please, and thank you.
no, no.
Yes.
$1,000 a week. I mean, you think about it. I mean, that's 4,000 a month before tax. That's about let's say
And
$2,700 a month. That right there, hey, that's your mortgage.
sure is.
You
That is
are.
paying
Hey, we
bills.
might be able to talk, but it's just got to be feet. No ankle bone. 10 toes and the bottom of the foot.
No, if you have 11 toes, that's even better.
Oh, that's a bonus content.
Yes. If you got like an extra toe on each foot, extra.
This is by far, out of the 3 years we've been together, the most cringy conversation we have ever had on this show. We are just selling feet porn
There's no
and
such
making
thing as
thousands of dollars.
It's adult
And
content, but it's
it's
not porn.
got the
that is
whole.
not foot porn. Is not.
So
There's no such
anyway,
thing.
I am going to bring us back.
So
I'm
Marlon is
going
kink
to do my
shaming.
best. I'm going to bring us back to the subject at hand here, so we can leave everybody's feet alone.
See, that's why he mad now. He ain't got no money,
Yeah,
no
because
foot
his
money.
feet ain't gonna make no money.
It has nothing to do with money per se.
He
It has
said he's tired. If she
that.
made more money, he would have less hours.
No. He would. All she got to do is go work. What he's tired
You are
of
so
is
insensitive.
exactly what he said was what you said. But you are not making my life any easier. You all your skills that you had before you left the teaching field, you still have now. AKA you won't clean, you won't cook, you won't do any of these things. You're
So
just sitting
teachers are supposed to cook and clean.
Yes, yes, you are supposed to cook and
If you're
clean.
not doing nothing else, I
If
would
you're not
say
doing absolutely nothing else,
she could
you
pick up
But
a
can.
he
crew.
said, but
I'm
he
coming
said
in
she
at
has the
home and
same
cooking,
skills.
and he's coming home and cooking.
And he's the fool because I'd have been like, no, you ain't spending no money. Now
Like,
figure it out.
but
I don't know about that.
the deal is,
Get divorced. Let's get divorced.
you got me working 80 hours, 70, 80 hours a week. I'm not getting
She ain't doing
anything.
that.
Who is not doing that?
He said he was working
She
double time.
she does not have him working 70 hours a week. He has him working 70 hours a week. Because what he could do is, you
Cut
know
them
what, baby?
hours.
If you're not ready to go to work, it's okay. I understand. Take as long as you need to. My income is enough to cover the household bills as they currently stand. Right? You had that conversation. And then the first time she say, can we order pizza? I said, we ain't got pizza money. Hey, I need to go see my mama this weekend. We ain't got no gas money. We, you do not have. I gave my wife the same deal. You ain't got to work, and I still mean it. You ain't got to work. You don't want to work. You ain't got to work. But that means you got to be okay with whatever the hell my income can support. So you ready to downsize? Let's go.
Parker's next
Um,
comment is
I think,
guys.
yeah, it does. But you also have to be the one who can you live with that though.
She
I
better
mean,
file
it's easy
discipline.
for you to say that she can't do things, but you do realize you can't do things either.
You
Are
talking
you
about,
willing to
man?
do that?
If
I
they
get
start
$10
showing,
and I'll go to Burger King and park at the park and eat my food and come down in the house
you
with
got
a
to have
full belly.
vegetables.
I got French fries.
That is.
God, dog. So you go eat and
Well, I don't have enough for both of us.
She could at least try, like I said, she could try to file for disability. I don't know how that works if you marry, but she ain't trying nothing. She just like, oh, well, it's too traumatic. Like I said, that therapist got their degree out of a Cracker Jack box because that's what the worst advice I think I've ever heard.
Uh, what if, ride with me here, she's a teacher, specializes in home economics,
She would
and
cook a
that was
lot
when she
better.
had her nervous breakdown. So
Yeah.
telling her that she needs to cook at home is only compounding her stressors because it's related to the job. There we go. Boom.
suck it up, Buttercup. I'm hungry and tired.
No, you can't be that dismissive.
I will be that
Yeah, I
dismissive.
would be that dismissive.
I
Like, I
will
done worked
literally be
84
that
hours in a
dismissive.
week. You realize the average work week is just 40 hours. And I'm working twice that? Oh, no, I ain't gonna be, nah. I ain't doing nothing.
Because
And to
here's what
save us
you're
from
missing.
ourselves.
I know you're playing, but here's what you're missing. I know you're playing, but here's what you're missing. What I'm not going to be is the person who works whatever. I go work at my job and then come home and work at home too.
Mm-mm.
While you sit there, you have even if we was to sit there and say regular hours, just regular. Now, this dude already said he's working 12, 16 hours, but let's just say regular hours, 8 hours a day. I could not stomach the idea of me working 8 hours a day and come home and there's nothing done because two things that pops in my head. One, this looks like trash. What is going on? But two, that means for 8 hours, you have done absolutely nothing but to benefit yourself, playing video games, going to walk in the park, talk on the phone, go out to eat your old self, whatever. But then you turn around, and that's two right there. Let me add the third thing. And then you turn around and tell me, I have to take care of everything when I get home. You want a clean house when you get home, huh? You clean it. You want a good dinner, huh? You cook it.
Did she say that though?
He said she got
You
Her
ain't feel
therapist probably said it though.
TV.
Her therapist probably said it.
Yeah,
so
probably.
yeah. I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. Like I'm not asking for a gourmet meal. I'm not asking for a 3-course meal or anything like that. Like I want everything pheasant under glass or something. But can you cook something?
A
So,
bologna sandwich, a
Marlon fancy. He
hamburger.
said pheasant under glass. I never even would have
even think
thought of
about
that.
stuff
That's
like that.
next level fancy.
Can you cut some mac and cheese and
Out the box.
something? Can you give me something so I can continue working 16 hours a day?
Or how about this? How about I get a job and then you can decrease your hours and actually get this thing called sleep and rest?
Because the dude told the truth. He did literally tell the truth. Well, he didn't. He really didn't. But I'm not going to jump on him because of it. If he burns out, he would just have to suck it up and keep going. Dude, I'm telling you right now, when your body burns out, it burns out.
Is out.
You ain't getting over certain things. You may muscle through maybe sooner, but I'm gonna tell you right now, when your body done gave up on you, and I told you you need some more sleep and you need some more rest, okay, either you can do it consciously or subconsciously. Either way, the body's gonna get what it wants.
I'm surprised his job is letting him work that many hours because usually they be like, nah, we ain't paying you no overtime.
That don't mean he's on the same job.
Oh, he
Yeah.
could be working 2 totally different jobs. I didn't even think about that.
So
I mean, the most jobs I've worked is 3, and I thought, you know what, this ain't gonna work for me.
I refuse to work too. Hey, Anna, please, voice of reason, save us
Yes.
from ourselves, because I don't know about pheasant under the glass. I don't. Why do we put the pheasant under the glass? Are we gonna suffocate it? I don't know.
we literally just had a 15-minute conversation about some damn feet, but the pheasant under
That
the
was a
glass
legitimate
was the thing that
question,
just
though.
took it
That's
We
over
were
the
trying to
legit.
solve a problem.
We was trying to solve a problem.
Anna, please take care of this because
There are all sorts of red flags coming up about this therapist. Agree, he got whatever their degree from a Cracker
Cracker
Jack.
Jack box.
Yeah, that there were so many things wrong with all of the advice and guidance this person was giving. Now, yes, the wife holds all kinds of responsibilities in this, but please don't belittle the experience of having a meltdown and you've got kids and that experience probably it can pull flashbacks. You could be triggered by so many things in your daily life. Now, with a proper therapist, she might actually be able to do the work and start getting back into a proper way um of organizing, of being able to be normal. But there are people that, yes, 8 hours can go by in a blink, and they've not done anything that you would consider of value. Now, if this happens over and over, yes, you have a conversation with your partner. Yes, you have many conversations. You talk about expectations. You see if this is something that you can actually get to a um a semblance of what you both want. Because I can assure you, nobody wants to stay within the within the confines of mental illness. Nobody wants to be in that cycle where not only everybody around you is saying you're worthless because you don't do normal things, but you have voices and your own voice is telling you you're worthless. So please back it up. Show a little bit more compassion and realize you do not know what is going on in a person's life. And yeah, I'm hella sensitive about this. I'm pissed way the fuck off at that therapist. Shouldn't even call him that. Now I want to clarify that I am talking about actual mental illness. There are points where you go beyond. You never challenge your own worldview because you think you're worthless and you keep yourself there. And it is up to you to pull something out of nothing, sometimes out of negative. Some people will fail. Is it too much to ask for consideration? I mean, now, okay, come back to this story. She is hurting her husband. Nobody should have to be working 2, 3 jobs, 80 hours a week, what, doing all the cooking, all the cleaning. That is not fair. You know, so what is the right answer for this? Get away from that therapist. Yes, divorce her. Sir, you cannot continue on like this. You should not continue on like this. You need to hold yourself as worthy enough that you shouldn't have even considered working this much. But how do I? I just don't. I don't like how easy it is for people to jump on mental illness as a personal fault instead of an illness that needs to be treated.
I definitely respect all of that. And yes, I was playing for like 90% of what
I
I was
know.
talking about.
Yep.
But this is, I'm going to take a hair detour a little bit. This is like when you hear me say things like, this is how you turn an ally into an enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never once doubted that she had an we call it a bona fide diagnosis.
Right.
Where this story shifts for me, can't speak for anybody else. Where this shifts for me is you had a breakdown. I don't remember what type of breakdown. It could have been emotional, mental. I don't know. Whatever it triggered a mental illness event. And so now normally we would say to people when they have trouble, you need to go get counseling. You need to go get therapy. Well, they're doing that. They're not only doing her behavioral health therapy, they're also doing marriage therapy, apparently. So like they're on doing those things now. Now we got a different conversation about the quality of care. But they're at least doing those things. So her breakdown was tied to, and now granted, nothing's clean, but her breakdown was tied to her professional experience. And I do I pay very close attention to the educational system and stuff like that. I'm not going to turn this into my soapbox here. But it's rough, folks. Like, it is bananas. The kids are bad enough, but there's other stuff that goes into it that even makes it worse. So, fine, she has a serious breakdown. All right. Where we still end up separating from me is there is a point where you have a diagnosis, and then there's a point when you become your diagnosis. And then there could be another point, because both of those could be fine. Like both of those can be natural outcroppings. But then there's another point where, as Marlon put it, you weaponize your diagnosis. So now, whether it's real or you've already healed to a point that you can be functional, because I don't know if for some cases you never truly heal. It's an injury that stays with you. It just lessens in intensity. Or some people fully heal and move on. Who knows? But this is a person, from what little we know, is actively choosing not to help her partner. And that is where all this stuff goes off the rails for me, because she isn't coming across as this person who is so shattered that she has to be committed somewhere. She isn't so shattered that she has qualified for disability, as Tracy has put on. This is someone who is still navigating her treatment and is using her counselor or whatever this person is to literally harm her significant other. Like it, and that's where I think a lot of the stuff went off the rail. But other than that, I'm 100% with you, Anna. 100%.
Because she's definitely harming him. Because you can't, as a person that's had, let's see, how many jobs that I've had at once? 3 jobs at once? Your body gonna say enough. You going to sleep, period. Whether it's when you driving or when you in the store or you stay. Heck, I even fell asleep standing up. I didn't even think that was possible. I was like, how do you fall asleep standing up? Happens. Your body gonna say nope. Because we're just not meant to. Like you said, the fact that she even suggests, hey, work more hours. There's no way I'm letting my spouse work 80 out 80, not 40, the regular. 80. That's like
and
2
then
jobs.
tell him he can't manage his money.
And whose money is paying for your therapy? See, that's just I'd have kept it all way petty. I'm like,
Oh, well, her job does that.
She doesn't have a job though.
But she went out because of the thing. She probably has access to that. Probably. I don't know. We don't know.
I'm assuming he has it because she has it. I don't think, I think this is real, but she weaponized, and nobody should be 2 jobs is
Yes,
for
she
2
did.
people.
She absolutely did.
2 jobs are for 2 people. You can't do it. Your body ain't built for it. I don't care if you 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. No. No, you can't do it. You could do it
Yeah,
for a little
I
bit. Let
didn't
me take
think
that
I
back.
needed to do the normal caveats of I'm not reacting to specifically what you guys were saying about her. As you hopefully heard, I did say that yes, she was hurting him. She was harming him. He needed to get away for his own good.
And let her carry those debts. That'll snap her back. Oh, that'll get her once she's got to carry those debts
Well, it
herself.
might not, because it depends on what her issue is. But here's where
Yeah.
because here's I'm gonna push back a little bit, Tracy. So, and this may sound callous to some people, but your diagnosis is your problem. Your diagnosis is not my problem, right? I
That's true.
Yeah.
choose whether or not your diagnosis is my problem. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so she, because of how she is reacting to being married and dealing with her issue, she is sabotaging her personal life and her married life, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
then he reacts to it and leaves. That still may not wake her up, because if she is truly suffering in the way that she claims to be, she's just going to go further down the track. It won't break her out of anything. It's like if someone is in depression, having a baby won't bring them out of it. You know, it's like she could just slide on right on down that track. But for him, well, let's not have one diagnosis become two.
Yeah, he needs to. He
Yeah.
needs to run. He needs to run and get a divorce as quickly as he can,
Yeah.
and not take her debt with him. That's all I'm saying, bro. Protect yourself, cause she ain't
Well,
protecting you.
he mentioned in this that unfortunately he co-signed and they have joint accounts.
See,
So
that's what's gonna keep him married, right there.
No, what is what's going to happen? Depending on the
Or
state
he'll
you're in.
file bankruptcy.
Depends on the state. Yeah, that one to happen. But depending on the state that they're in, she's gonna get half of his money. Or she'll hit the bank real quick when she sees that where this is going, and she'll go take the money. Um,
And give
so
it
he's
to
gonna be
that.
screwed financially. He's about to get screwed all the
Yep.
way up,
Either way.
because then you divorce her while she's under physician's care. You know he getting hit with some alimony. So like, what his options are is, how do I free myself from the emotional ongoing turmoil, even though I'm about to be royally screwed on every
I
level
just said it.
over here.
I just literally said it. File bankruptcy.
But bankruptcy is, I mean, we say it, but that's a hell of a thing to be stuck with when you didn't do anything wrong here,
You
right?
didn't
Like,
necessarily.
you
It's not. It's sometimes it's
he's gonna have to
necessary.
file bankruptcy. He's gonna have to
Pay
file
for the
bankruptcy. But
attorney.
here's what the thing. But here's the thing that's gonna happen with that. In order for him to qualify for that bankruptcy, right? Depends on how he files 713, right? He has to then they're gonna look at his current income. So they're gonna look at him working 70, 80 hours a week and set that as the benchmark for what he's supposed to bring in. And then use that to determine how much support he has to continue to send her, because her doctor will attest that she is incapable of working. So he's in a bad spot. He got to cut his hours back before he gets this
Yeah,
divorce.
that's what I'm saying. Cut them hours back. Go back to 40.
I
Because
keep on bouncing back and forth with how much responsibility lies with the therapist as how much
Too much.
lies with the wife here.
Because a therapist isn't a therapist. That's a person in therapy. They're supposed to they aren't supposed to tell you, now this is what you do. They let you kind of figure it out. Like they're
well,
there
to
to
an
guide.
extent, they are supposed to give you guidance. They are
Yeah.
supposed to help you walk a path, right? But at the same time, they are physicians. If it's that level of care,
Right.
they also have to make a clear statement when something is actually detrimental to you, right? So
Yeah, but he was
it could
coming
be
up.
that.
Yeah, he was coming up with stuff that moves in her environment. Lady or gentleman, you not paying none of them bills. How you gonna tell him? He was like actually trying to come up with things.
Here's the
Yeah.
part. Here's the part that y'all did forget because it was very subtle. It was very subtle in the story, so I'm not jumping on anybody, but it was very subtle. And this is correct. She would be smart to bring in that therapist. The OP would be very smart to bring in that marriage counselor because they did go to a marriage counselor, and she or they, he never said it was a he or she, and the wife decided not to continue going to the marriage counselor because, and he quoted, because he was saying all the right things. He opposed everything that she was saying. So it would be very smart for you, OP, to bring in that marriage counselor with his notes is contradict everything that this therapist is saying. And even if you bring in the therapist and sit there and say, hey, no, I don't think she need to work. I don't think, don't look at the courts like TV. Like she just literally going to say, hey, she don't need to work. If you get you a good judge, they're going to sit there and say, well, why? Well, how
Why
come?
aren't you
Well, when did this
doing
come up?
anything?
Well, why is she not doing anything? How long has she been with you? She's been with you this long, you still don't think she need to work? Well, what other improvements have you seen thus far? Nothing. It's been 2 years and you have not seen any improvement on it. I don't know how to take that. I don't know if to take it that you're not a very good therapist. I mean, I know judge.
And they won't say that part, but yeah.
The judges think
You
that.
know,
Well, how
yes.
good of a therapist are you? It's been 2+ years, and there has absolutely been no changes. No, let me rephrase that. Not only has there not been any changes, it's gotten worse for him.
Because that's
No,
what the
I'm
therapist
with
had in
you, but
mind.
he gonna
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna lose.
lose
He's
the
got
financial side of this argument.
he sure
Yeah.
unless he does what Thea said, cut back on your hours. Cut back on them.
And, but then he has to cut back on his hours and be that way for a while. Like he can't just like cut back
Yeah.
his hours and then 2 months later file for
Oh
divorce.
no, you gotta wait at
Because the judge would
least
be like,
no, 6 months. Be like, why did you cut back your hours? Because I can't work 80.
There was a guy, I'll never forget this story because it was so freaking cool. There was a millionaire, or he worked a very well high paying job. Found out that the wife was cheating, divorced the wife. He never said anything. The wife was supposed to get half of his check, regardless. He's going to get half his check. So he already had money somewhere else. And he made sure that it documented she takes half of his check, period. So he quit the high paying job, started working at a sporting goods store, was the best employee at the sporting goods store, never had any issue at the sporting goods store. And here you go, wife, half my check.
she had a bad lawyer.
She sure did, because ain't no way I'd
She
agree
had
to
a
something that
bad
stupid.
lawyer.
Man.
Because ain't no way I'd be like, why'd you quit that job to take this one?
I'm just saying it's a bad lawyer because you tied to his check.
Because
Partner.
he could
We
quit
looking at assets. So I don't care if
property,
you sit there and we go
house.
before that judge, and all of a sudden you in front of the judge talking about, hey
So
judge, I ain't got nothing, man. I ain't got nothing.
I
That's where
think
you
it might
have
be
the.
wind up with the house.
I'm
That's
like
why you
that.
have private investigators and all that stuff. Because when they do, unfortunately, I've been through one, but I was broke when I went through mine. They go through everything, everything, everything.
Tax
Your social
returns.
security number tied to it. Your best friend all of a sudden got an influx of cash, and your wife can point it out. All that they go looking for everything. So yeah,
what would
that's
we
a bad lawyer.
suggest to this husband? Uh, what what are the things that are open to him?
Take the financial loss and get the hell out of there.
Yep,
Get
that's
you
what
a
it
Take the
get you
loss.
a really good lawyer
because
who's
you
willing
gonna
to
lose.
fight harder than you personally will,
Right.
and let them do their job.
Because, like you said, he's gonna lose financially anyway. So you might as well just bite the bullet, take it, and rebuild.
And by the way,
How long would he have to be working like less hours
Who
for a
knows?
judge?
6 to 12 months, and then that means he's got to stay with her a whole year. Ooh, good.
Oof,
Well, no,
wow.
he doesn't. He could just live in the same house. They don't have to be together.
Or he can
separate from her for a
go
year.
to he can go to a professional therapist and get a diagnosis that he can't work on them out.
Which would make
And
common
now
sense.
and now that'll bring his down. Plus he's getting some help, which the man needs some help. And all that. But at the end of the day, he needs to get him a very good lawyer and
Which
like
is gonna cost money.
and obviously he's got a soft spot, so he needs to get a lawyer. Like I call him, gotta get you a pit bull lawyer. You have a lawyer that will fight when you don't want to fight. Go get that.
And there's some in most states you could be separated before you get a divorce. Majority of them you have to be separated before you get a divorce, for at least a year. So that year that he's separated, he can drop down to 40 hours. So just because he,
Okay.
if you got to wait a year to prove that, hey, this is my real income, and still be away from this woman, you could do both. So even when you go to court, you go, hey, this is my income. Well, no. You was working 70, 89. Yeah. They cut that. This is how much I work now. So
Yeah, because I'm
I've been
taking
doing it
care
for a
of
year.
your sorry behind. I ain't you about ready to put me in an early grave.
And the funny thing about it is, even if you was to get half a quarter of his income, that's not enough to sustain on. You
It
still
sure
gonna
is.
wind up having to go work.
She's
I'm
thank
talking
you.
about
It
She
the
depends
was
on
lady
her income. I mean, that depends. It depends on his income because apparently he made enough by himself in
working
the
70
beginning
well
hours.
he
to
well
cover most everything. No, before he increased his hours, he was able to almost hold it together. He had to work extra hours to be able to hold it together. So there's a wiggle room here that can be happening. But yeah, she'd have to downgrade her life,
Yep.
and it'll be
If
her.
I
she
ever heard of a therapist like this for real,
I'm getting they license. Some
I
some
would I would have to call somebody. I would.
what because you got to pass exams. You can't just be a therapist. You got to pass a state exam.
Yes. Yep.
Whoever licensed her, they need to be questioned because this makes literally no sense. I've never heard of a therapist saying, well, now they may say, get a
Let's
part-time
plan
job.
for you to have the most cushy, comfy life
Life,
and
yeah.
make your husband's life
Yeah.
hell.
And then tell him he
Well,
doesn't know
she's
how
in
to
a
manage money.
delicate state.
She doesn't know how to manage money. Girl, he can't manage his money. He ain't got no time. He tired because he's working all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
forget about
it's all the way bad situation, all the way bad.
yeah, I'm questioning
But
Yeah.
that therapist license. Whoever licensed that therapist, whoever I don't know
but
what
from
it.
what little we know, right? Because we know this is not the whole story, assuming it's
Right.
real. From what little we know, he got a bad deal. He needs to get up out of there. He gonna take a hit because our system is screwed up like that. And then if she is legitimately still dealing with what she's dealing with, and I'm gonna use that. Let me just put that as the foundation. That she legitimately has this diagnosis, and she legitimately is this fragile, and she legitimately cannot see past her situation to help his. Right? Let's put that as the benchmark. He still needs to go.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Bye.
So,
See you later.
Just
but
because one
that's
person is
one way. Yeah.
dealing with a mental illness does not mean another has to be put in harm's way.
Yeah, she put him and I mean that was really selfish if you sit and think about it. She was like, "Oh well, you can't
No,
manage
no,
money."
no. If we're going from my premise that I just laid out, she's
Mhm.
not intentionally doing any of that to him.
Right.
She's incapable of processing it.
Yep.
Oh, you're
But
going off of
her
your
therapist should
intention.
be able to. Her husband
Yeah.
should be able to. The marriage counselor should be able to. Everybody should be able to look at this and say that this lady is in a position where she cannot function at a level to make these kinds of conscious rationalizations. But that's a whole nother level right there.
Still
'Cause I'm
legal.
like, whoa.
Shouldn't the marriage counselor have some sort of professional responsibility to if they're
You
seeing
can't go against the other one.
Yeah, we can't go against the
Yeah,
other
that's
one.
the only thing that he can
Because like
do.
a marriage counselor usually is like you got a certificate or something. I'm sorry, marriage counselors out there. Some
No, you
marriage
have to be
counselors got a
licensed.
certificate. Some of them went to school and got master's degrees and doctorate degrees and all that stuff.
Ooh.
But that person who's under a physician's care, I'm pretty sure the physician is going to win as far as how to view her situation. Now, what I would do, I would think, at least maybe if I could, as the spouse who's going through all this, is can we get a second opinion on what's going on? Can we get court?
that.
Can you pick someone to do an assessment of me and do an assessment of her, and
Yep.
and let's figure this thing
That's a great
out from
idea.
your standpoint.
Now that's a great idea. Of course,
That's great.
that's a great idea. All right, everybody, we have to move on. Because, whew, just one lady.
But that pinky toe though.
Real or nah? All right, we're gonna do old school. Old school, real or nah. I know we done got off for a while and everything else. This is a true to form question of is this real or no? So here we go.
Hi, I'm Robert Lee. I own Coleman Liquidation. I sell mobile homes. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell it just like it is. These are mobile homes, not mansions. They come in two pieces. If that's what you're looking for, that's what I got. They're used. Some of them have stains. We cover that up. She decorates them. She sells them. These guys help me move them. A bouncer in Birmingham hit me in the face with a crescent wrench 5 times. And my wife's boyfriend broke my jaw with a fence post. So if you don't buy a trailer from me, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So come on down to Coleman Liquidation and get yourself a home. Or don't. I don't care.
Did he say his wife's boyfriend beat him up?
See, I knew you were gonna say that, and part of me was gonna say when he said that, that made this fake. But then I thought about one of my favorite TV shows. My Name is Earl, and I had to say to myself, no, this could still be real. Now, only because people have non-traditional relationships, so that could be his wife's boyfriend. No, actually, no. This is a nah. I'm gonna go with a nah. Yeah, this is a nah.
I want Marlon to put back up that number so I can try to call that phone number. I want to see, is that a real business? I got my cell phone here. What's the phone number?
All right, so Thea says nah. Tracy?
I think this is real. I think that's a real business. I think that's a real commercial.
All right, Anna?
No. I don't fucking know.
I don't know what she said. She said no.
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
This is next level redneck. All right, this is next level, right?
It
But
broke my brain.
I'm just saying, My Name is Earl. This would be a perfect
Wait a
storyline.
minute. What was the name of the company? Because
I don't know, and you're not going to cheat to look it up.
I
This
mean,
has got to be off
I
the
think
top of
At
your
the
head.
Red House.
nope. I think it was Cullen.
It was Cullen something. Cullen Liquidators.
Thank you.
Liquidated.
Anna,
Thank you.
come on.
Oh. No, no, it has to be. No, no.
All right. And the answer is
Oh, God.
it's real.
It's
Oh,
gotta be.
fuck me.
No, that's a parody.
Nope. I had to go look in the comments after bringing the video up, and there were people who was literally saying they know the employees, and one of them had died, and he was a real good person.
Go
And
back to my coloring book.
real.
Have you written out your letter to Santa yet, kids?
Now, he didn't say that it was his current wife's boyfriend. So it could have been his ex-wife's boyfriend.
But when he said ex-wife, usually if you're not with the person anymore, you normally say ex.
But we are adding a lot of common sense to this commercial that was horrid. So I don't know that they would have.
Because they do, I mean, mobile homes do have a reputation of not being the best built.
Okay, so they meant
There was
to
a
get
blood stain that he said will cover up.
He did say that.
the biggest reaction. I don't think anything in the commercial is true,
Oh, it's true.
except for the business.
And guy, I can tell you something.
Thank you, Anna. I'm with you there.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. That is the worst business decision you can make, is to sit there and go, buy from us or don't. I don't care.
I don't care.
Like,
I'm gonna make
wait
this
a
go.
minute. That's not a smart.
Dude,
It is.
it's
It is.
101.
It's a very smart position to take when you know your client base.
Yep. And he knows his client base.
Do
He is selling these. You saw how them things look. He's selling this to people who ain't got no other options. He don't care.
Yep.
Wow.
Especially after I'd have been beat in the face with a crowbar. I don't care, right? Come by the thing or don't, okay? I don't care. Just don't hit me.
That will hurt my feelings.
He said, "Won't hurt." Hey, it won't hurt him.
All right, let's move on. Mafia video of the week.
You don't see that.
I'm about to literally say this or this, but we're all old enough that we've seen commercials like that. Like Tracy got me on these commercials now, because it's like, I can't believe these freaking things existed.
But they do.
But they do. Like, there's people who actually spit, but one was so doggone sexist, I'm not even gonna show it, because it was like, it was too even cringy for me. Like, oh, dude, this was not a good idea. But anyway, I don't want to get on a tangent. So
you're saying you're okay with sexism to a point.
No,
it's like, it's okay if it's sexist, but just mostly don't.
He went the whole cringy, turning to the side and smiling. Like, it was bad. Obviously, this was during the 80s. If it gives off an 80s vibe of the, hey, stay on the drugs, kids. But again, you just can't it's bad. Have fun.
Hey, kid, would you like some drugs? The first one is free.
Want to check out my van? I got some candy.
Hey, kid, want to join our gang and spray paint under a bridge?
No, no! Bug off, man. I'm going roller skating. I want to be addicted to roller skating, not crap. Because we roller skate today, we will go to college tomorrow. Prison is full of people that have never roller skated.
I'm Brad Armstrong, owner of Roller Kingdom in Reno, Nevada, keeping your kids off the streets since 1999.
I say no to drugs. I say no to gangs.
I say no to unplanned pregnancy.
I say no to meth. I say no to reefer. I say yes to roller skating.
Man, this Roller Kingdom is really putting us out of business.
You said it, man. This deal sucks.
But you know what? Maybe we should give up this life of crime and start roller skating!
I want to say right now, here and now, that was not my suggestion. Oh, don't you put this stuff on me? Don't you?
Wow.
Who suggested this? Who was it, Marlon?
But
It's me.
everything about that commercial screams 1988. But
Yeah.
he said since 1999.
That was in the 90s.
Now,
Hey, Parker, I did think that too.
He did.
Out about the little kid.
I can stay out of prison because I went roller skating.
say no
The little
to
girl.
premarital sex. Is that what he said?
Yes, he said because roller skating will fix that.
It was kind of hard. Well, I mean, if you're really coordinated with your movements, you could still do it.
Why?
Huh.
Why did you go like that, Carl?
I'm just saying, good balance, good rhythm.
The black guy with the priest thing on. Maybe we should give up this life of crime and roller skate.
But the little old man, that little old man that wanted to do graffiti under the bridge, that wasn't what got you.
Oh, let me say something about your game, dude. I'm not
The geriatric gang.
I'm not a gang. I don't have all the gang knowledge. But I do feel like there's a certain age where you need to find better leadership. Like there is no way in the world a bridge and paint anything. You barely walked into the building.
Hey, now you're being ageist.
Yes, I am. Sure am. Yep. Sure am.
That man looked very spry. He could very easily walk underneath a bridge.
With the help of a cane. Possibly.
Sometime this year.
Eventually.
He seemed rather spry.
What is spry?
Meaning that he's like full of energy and fit for his age. You know?
Yeah.
He didn't come across as like feeble or, you know.
No, because he
somehow-
roller skated. I don't know why.
I didn't see him roller skate. Did he actually roller skate? Because one of the kids that they said went roller skating, he was literally standing still, shaking on the floor. But you know,
Forgot to do just threw the skateboard on the ground. Like commercial done.
I just want to know where did you find I don't want anybody to ever accuse me. I don't want to be associated.
This is not you.
This is not me.
what's so awesome about this though is the fact that Marlon has wandered down this weird rabbit hole that he sometimes finds himself in. That means his YouTube algorithm is going to be goofy for at least 48 hours.
She said she doesn't smoke weed because she
Reefer.
roller skates.
She said reefer.
She said
A
reefer.
7-year-old said reefer.
No, the little girl I thought said reefer.
Fucker food.
Oh, I thought you said crack.
No,
Turns out one of those kids wound up going to jail for being high while roller skating in public.
Meth, crack. They said
no,
a
I
bunch.
thought either the little girl said I don't do crack because I roller skate, or I thought she said reefer.
One of them said
They
reefer,
said a
another one
few
said
things.
crack, another one said meth, which is when I started thinking it had to be more current.
No, I
Because
didn't hear meth. I don't remember hearing meth.
meth is at the end of the commercial.
I heard meth.
I heard it. Yeah.
Oh boy, if you could send me this one, I'm gonna get joy off of this one. Now I got something to talk about on Thursday.
Oh.
I'll send it to you if I can find it.
Tracy, there's no need to be meth.
Foxy's videos.
But
I'm gonna tell you right now from my point of view. There's not a lot of people watching, and I didn't expect a lot of people to watch this weekend. It's the holiday weekend. People still have family and friends in town and things like that. I didn't expect a big crowd. But oh my goodness. You go?
Guess what? No. Guess what? It's my birthday soon.
That's right.
Yes,
Anna's
it is.
birthday's coming up. Yeah, we just had Theus's birthday.
Excellent. That's right. Happy birthday, Theus.
Thank you.
And I have my birthday all to myself.
Your
Bring your
birthday's
birthday
not
until
even
like
till
February,
March.
dude. Leave it alone.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
But it's all to myself. Like all of y'all are back to back.
No, you have to
No,
share it with my dad. Sorry.
technically that's not correct. It's January me, then March you, then Theus, then Anna.
Yeah, I don't have no February. There's nothing between.
Well, get a
January
fifth
and
member,
February.
and then you'll get a February.
Anna, what day is your birthday?
I don't
Yes,
want.
please.
December 6th.
So
Wednesday.
really, it's the same thing, Marlon. So we're November, December, and you're February, March.
Yeah.
Same thing.
January,
Oh.
March.
You're November, and Anna is December.
Yeah.
Tracy is January.
January.
There's
Oh,
nothing in
it's
February.
January. Okay.
January, March.
How can you forget my birthday's in January? I only remind you 10,452 times.
Because I have the memory of a drunk gerbil on speed.
That is
And roller
precise.
Good God, what kind of gerbil is this?
A fun one. Just say no, kids. Just say no.
You drunk animals. Woo. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Hey, this is just a friendly reminder that if you're going to complain about a caravan of immigrants that travel a great distance so they can escape oppression and have a better life for themselves, then you're no longer allowed to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, irony is wasted on these people. Because I was thinking he was going to go with the caravan that Jesus' family was a part of. Because they were all part of the caravan heading in to go pay taxes.
I know exactly what he was saying when it came out.
So you love Jesus, but you don't love Jesus. A little weird. You know, it's cool. You know, but yeah, Thanksgiving, man, it's all about the food. I had some good food.
Parker.
What did he say?
Fun fact: nobody who's ever roller skated has ever gotten addicted to drugs.
That's a fact.
They've been pregnant, just never been on drugs. Let's get a serious.
They were pregnant while they were roller skating. They got pregnant while they were roller skating.
You still on
That's
that?
talent.
It's talent. Yes.
Wow.
Let's get a serious one out of the way. I just found this fascinating because I believe it. It's real.
Two professors did a study, and the study went something like this. They asked the research subjects a simple question. The question they proposed was, you're looking for work, and you have two job offers. Okay? Job offer A is going to pay you $100,000 per year, but your coworkers will make $200,000 a year. Job offer B is going to pay you $50,000 a year in a company where your coworkers make $25,000 per year. The professors found that fully 50% of Americans choose job B. It's actually at the heart of a lot of what's wrong in America because these people don't want to do better themselves. They actively want someone else to be doing worse than them. It's not about them making more money. It's about, well, that person makes more. They're concerned about what other people are making and not what they're making themselves.
That video real quick. I'm going to kill it right here. This dude said 50% of the people
But then
chose
50%
B.
choose the other one?
Right?
Thank you.
Like
So
50%
you said
chose
nothing.
A. He literally said nothing, but 50% chose A. So that means we're half and half. We're half selfish and half stupid.
Yeah.
He literally said, like, I can see if it was like 70%.
Because I have no idea why you would think, well, I'm making $100,000, or I could cut that in half because people are making less than me.
That means your company stinks because we not all making this. Oh my gosh!
Well, what they were touching on is a legitimate break.
He could have used a better example.
Oh yeah, because 50-50 was stupid.
He could have used 70-30. I'd have been like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then he made it. I mean, the difference between the two salaries was so extreme too. But
who's not picking A? I mean, everybody's gonna pick A. Well, no, that means I'm making less.
No.
Yeah, because people. Go ahead, Mom.
No, I would have picked B. No, that's all I was saying. I would have picked B.
But would you have picked it because you was making twice as much as your coworkers?
Wait, okay. What were the choices again?
Oh, I'm sorry, not B. A. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm picking A. I'm picking A.
A was you make 100, but your coworkers make 200, and B was you make 50, but your coworkers make 25. I'm saying this is a completely ludicrous scenario to present to someone.
Then why would they be telling? An employer is never going to tell a prospective employee how much everybody else makes.
Right.
Oh, we all find out.
Oh, we know.
Within reason,
people talk.
We find out.
But the HR is not going to tell you how much everybody else makes. Never.
No, but that's just part of the scenario, right? Because he's trying to expose what you pointed out, Tracy. They're just trying to expose how selfish and how stupid, right? And to me, that's like I don't know. It's kind of like how they do some of these polls for liberals versus conservatives, and like you can paint a picture in such a way that makes one side look absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like you know. But yeah, I mean, think about it though. You are making scenario B, it's not on the table. You only have scenario A because everybody says that's what they would go with. Now you know that you're doing the same job as me, but you're getting paid $100,000, and the three of us are making $200,000 for the exact same job. That to me isn't really a moral argument. That's I'm not being treated right. You know what I'm saying?
Not treated right in the other scenario either, because now you're making double what everybody else is making.
You're not
right. It's only
right in the second scenario, but in the second scenario, you're coming out ahead.
You're coming out ahead, but in last place because they also cut it all the way down. What I would have loved for them to do is put it on the table. You make 100,000 and everybody else makes 200, or you make 200 and everybody else makes 100,000. It's the exact same dollar amount, right? Because there's no scenario in the world you're gonna give me that I'm gonna say I want to take 50.
Yeah, who gonna tell you can't live off of
How about
50,000?
you don't gave me 100?
No, I mean you can't. I mean if that's the only, you can't live off of $50,000.
If
It's
these
Ideally,
are
hard. It's
if these are
hard.
your only choices, you would say that okay, at least if I choose this one, the other people get more money too.
yeah, I would choose A
It's
because
it's
everybody gets
weird.
$25,000 ain't enough. You can't
Yeah.
even spit good for twenty
Yeah.
five thousand
I
dollars.
don't think it's measuring what they thought it was measuring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's
I'm like that's
not.
such a low amount. Yeah, I'm
It's
going
I
with
wouldn't
A.
condemn anybody to 25,000. Like
no.
that's
No, y'all
below the
need to be
poverty
forming.
line. That's one.
Yeah, you need to be forming a union and getting more money.
Nah, wherever you work probably shouldn't even be in business.
Yeah, because y'all ain't y'all
Right.
proud of this. Like y'all proud that y'all gonna give me twice as much as everybody else. Nah, we gonna form a union. Tell me what we gonna do. We gonna form a union, and all of us gonna get 50. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh well, then we'll all be out of business like 6
Yep.
months from now.
Oh well.
We all unemployed.
Mm.
But how about we go and staying with the mentality that we're sharing here, we go with option A, and those who are making 200,000 do like I want to say it was Scarlett Johansson or one of them did, and they realize, wait a minute, you are paying me X numbers of times more than my co-star. Take part of my money. I'm gonna take part of my money and I'm gonna give it to you. So then
Hey.
all three of us take 25,000 and give it to you. So now I'm at 175. They're at 175. You are now at 175. Look at that. We
I
just
ain't
did that.
I'm not picking option B because I'm not comfortable giving 25. You can't do nothing.
Oh,
There's
ain't no sharing. Ain't no
No, there's
sharing when
no
I'm
sharing.
making 50 and you
Out.
making 25. Ain't nothing I can
Right.
do for you
you
Yeah,
can't
except
no
buy
do
you a
sharing.
sandwich. That's
you can barely afford the
Right.
sandwich for yourself or the other person.
When I'm making 50,000, I'm still taking my lunch to work.
Thank
I'm
you.
not doing it. That's
What
not
is
doing
eating
much.
out? What is that called? Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
But not enough
especially,
people
yeah, it
actually
depends on where
think
you live.
of
Yeah,
bringing down their own uh, income to help their friend, their community, their whomever out. And then there are people who are just getting up every day, dealing with the kids until they go to bed, and they don't have time.
Yep. I agree. And that's part of why
People
I
don't
do what I do, right?
people don't
Because
understand that there are some people out there who legitimately, it's not a bad thing. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Who legitimately just don't want to rock the boat. I have my family, I have my household, I have my kids, I have my wife, I have my mortgage or my rent, I have my car payment and everything else. I'm just surviving. So I'm not going to put anything to jeopardize what I have, even though I know that it's wrong.
They're wrong going.
And I think that's what he was saying with the 50 to 25. Like, yeah, I know I'm making twice as much as the people who doing the same job as me, but what is me rocking the boat gonna do for all of us?
but Marlon, he could have like it's like
50,000 ain't gonna do nothing for nobody.
the point he was
No.
trying to make is Americans are
Greedy.
predominantly greedy and selfish and self-centered. He
Mhm.
picked a bad example. He could have just said the point without giving the two examples. Because those
Yeah.
two examples, one example was, well, 50% say they would pick B. Well, that means 50% picked A. That's 50-50. Like, you're not
And
proving
it,
your point. You're
and the demon's always in the details, right? Who did you talk to for this survey? Because if you went to a bunch of people who their income is not over $35,000 a year, they may make a judgment call and say, you know what, I can deal with 50, and at least then I'm on top because I've always had to fight from the bottom. Or you can go talk to a bunch of people who make $80,000 a year, and they're gonna be like, I ain't going back there for nothing. Right?
Hey, D.
Dino
What's up,
decided to
man?
show up at the last second before we about to go. What's up, D? Hope you had a blessed holiday. Last video of the night. Just going to end it off with a funny joke. And I'm not going to say anything but I'll just let you know that Tracy did bring it up earlier tonight.
I'm sorry, this joke's way too funny not to share it with you. Let's go.
There was a lady in her 90s who became a sort of local celebrity because she had recently gotten married. The local news station decided to interview her.
I bet.
The interviewer asked questions like how it was to be a newlywed in her 90s.
Yeah.
This isn't my first husband, so it's not much different than the others, she replied with a smile.
Wonder.
Oh, how many husbands have you had?
Yeah.
The interviewer inquired. This one will be my fourth, she replied. I was married in my 20s to a banker, then in my 40s to a circus performer. After that, I married a preacher. What does your current husband do?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a funeral director? The interviewer laughed and then asked how she came to marry these men from such different backgrounds and personalities.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It always made sense to me, she replied.
Oh.
I married 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go.
Oh my goodness, that's so messed up. It's so funny. Let me know if you laughed at that in the comments.
1 for the
Marlon, someone needs to stop you.
Wow. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4
3
to
to get ready now. Go check your now, don't
You know
you?
that was a good
Step
joke.
on my blue suede shoe.
What was the third husband's child?
A preacher?
Preacher. To get ready. Last husband was to go.
What I feel sorry for out of all of these husbands is the fourth husband, because here you are, old as hell, and you still got to work.
Who knows? He could be younger than she is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. He could be a very spry 80-year-old painting graffiti under bridges.
Skateboarding.
Age is just a number. That's what
Changed his life around.
Age is just a number till the number stop coming. Then there's a destination.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
You citing R. Kelly singing about Aaliyah.
No.
He married a 16-year-old girl, and then we found out that he wasn't right.
That was Aaliyah.
We know. We're saying
Yes.
he was singing about Aaliyah, he married her when she was underage.
Aaliyah's song was "Age Ain't Number Number," but it was tied to the R. Kelly. Anyway,
like you can't sing that. We done canceled him.
well, I mean, hey now, let's leave on a controversial note. I canceled R. Kelly, the artist, but "Step in the Name of Love," the Chocolate Factory album, TP2. I'm sorry, I still play them. Y'all be mad at me if you want to. I like the songs, and that's what it is. Just like when they were the Michael Jackson stuff. Well, I never really liked Michael Jackson, but still, he had some hits. You gonna throw away all his music? I don't think so. I still watch the Cosby Show, even though I got no interest in Bill. Right? So just saying.
I can't even watch the Cosby Show anymore.
I can't even. I never did. I didn't like it when it was first on. So
Love
why would
Cosby Show. I still watch it.
I'm being dead serious. I can't, because of Bill Cosby.
It's not funny. I'm like, this is Father Knows Best, but they all black. Oh, okay.
That makes it better for me. But
no, she literally was like one episode. Wait till your father gets home. A line no black mother has said ever.
What?
I don't know any black mother has.
My mom used to say it all the time.
Oh
no, she would get me, and then when my father got home, he got me too. She didn't say nothing about waiting for me.
Yeah, but you said no black folk. I'm like, my family dynamic. My father was a disciplinarian. My mother was not the disciplinarian.
I can't help but
it meant a lot when she said, "Wait till your daddy get home."
You're speaking to the wrong crowd, because my mama was the disciplinarian. She was the only person. So wait.
Yep.
So it changed to wait till I get home over the phone.
Oh.
And yeah.
Don't disrespect mama.
Bet you made sure that chicken got defrosted next time, didn't you?
No, it's probably something stupid that I did at school. Always. Oh, now
Mama
I
did
literally do
something
not remember me
stupid.
actually having disciplinary issues at home. It was always something I did at school.
Mhm.
And my mom was just mean. Okay, mom, I'm pretty sure you're going to see this story anyway, so let me go ahead and tell it. My mom watched the show sometimes.
At 3 hours in, I bet.
Hi.
She does. Yeah.
Mm.
She literally looked at the show one time and told me something I said at the
My
end of the show, and I
baby.
went, "When did I say that?"
Oh, mama, cool, man. Don't tell that story then. You see how loving that is. She watched 3 hours of you. That's
No,
love.
she'll watch 3 hours. She does like I do with. Never mind. I'm not gonna get it.
She watches the clips.
Yeah, she watches the clips. My mom, I knew I was gonna get it. My mom knew I was gonna get it. But my mom was never the person to just come in there like the old stories is, just come in there railroading, going crazy, going wild. That's not my mama. My bedroom was between my mom's room and the bathroom.
I think you've told this story before.
Yeah, my mom would walk past my room, smacking gum, go to the bathroom. Come from the bathroom, smacking gum, going to her room. Sitting there for a while, go downstairs, come back upstairs. Now you got to make sure, she has to make sure that I can hear her going up and down the stairs now.
Mhm.
And
Building anticipation for the
going,
event.
I've always told people I would have got more butt whoopings if I had the brain that I have now. Because I would have pulled the door open and go, "Will you just get it over with? You and I both know I'm going to get it. Let's go."
Okay, Marlon.
I know. It could have been worse. I know it would have
Ain't
been
no
worse.
way in hell I've done that with my dad.
But it was like, stop. You know I'm going to get it. Let's go.
So Marlon is my sister. Okay. Boy,
Shoot,
she do
I
the
used
stuff.
to.
Can't do it.
Me was, I don't know, because like everybody grew up different. So like there was levels of punishment in my house. The spanking kind of came standard, and then there was grounding and restriction, right? So my dad was the disciplinarian. So my dad came in, and you knew that that's what was on. Like that's what's going to be happening. He'd say, "Go get my belt," and then you go in the room to where his belts are hung on the back of the door, and you got to pick the belt and bring it
Pick
to
the
him.
little thin one. Oh no, those hurt
Learn
worse.
not to do that. You learn not to do that one. And, and then
Let me stop you real quick. That's another one that would have got me more hurt. That really was. Go out to the tree and go get a switch. No. What did you say to me? Why would I go get the weapon that you finna use on me?
Tree switches
You gonna
don't
work for this.
hurt.
Go get my belt.
If that's your intent to inflict pain, they don't hurt.
So here's the thing. And this is why I would never spank my children.
Shoes hurt.
I don't spank my children because I know where spankings come from. So the whole concept of go out there and get a switch, that's a whip. The belt is a whip. So that's why I will not spank my children. Now, I will ruin your whole world where you wish I had. But that's why I made the personal decision that I would not, because I know the history where it comes from. And to me, you don't teach someone to behave by beating them. Like that just teaches them to be afraid of you. So then they try not to get caught by you.
Or they just come up
right?
with creative ways not to get caught.
Right.
But that's my path, my story, right? Now I am a child who did get whoopings though, but I got whoopings up until I was about 9 years old, and then at that point, whoopings ended because my dad understood that this ain't gonna change no behavior at this point. I have to get in your head and figure out what is it that will help you do the math yourself and figure out that way. And then that's the angle
I
that we
was like
went with.
15 or 16. I was old.
I'm like, you still getting whoopings that old. I mean, like everybody's different. But I'm saying if you were still trying to give me a whooping that old, one, I'm in puberty. You just ain't gonna go the way you think it is.
It's
Right?
not.
So now my world is gonna go straight to crap because I'm gonna hold the belt, I'm gonna take the belt from you, I'm gonna stare you down, I'm gonna do all those things. Well, now you're up in the ante. See what I'm saying? So because you're not gonna outdo me in my house. So what's next? You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's one reason if you are a spanker, you'll find that you get diminishing returns as your child gets bigger because one, you can't hurt them like you used to. You know,
And
it just don't hurt.
It's a waste of energy. You doing all that for nothing, and then they instead of
And they're
coming
gonna
up
do the
with
same
the
thing.
same thing, instead of teaching your child and taking away privileges, which would make more sense, which would be more impactful. You doing this and then getting on the phone afterwards. That's the part that got
Can
on
I
my.
stop
But
everybody?
it takes more energy.
Can I stop everybody for 1 second?
What's that?
It's the funniest thing that we are literally have to be the weirdest group on YouTube. How the hell did we get on this subject from 1 for the money, 2 from the show, 3 to get how did we pivot?
Because you told a story about your mother.
You told the story.
Right.
It was you. So don't be looking at us.
We went subject hopping.
Well, no, actually, take a step back. It was Theus because
That your
Theus
mother
started.
passed by the
No,
bathroom.
and that wasn't it. It was Theus talking about Aaliyah,
I
the
was talking
song
about my
we
dad
said.
being
Oh, you know what? Because I sung Aaliyah and
Yeah, you sung Aaliyah,
Jackson.
and then we said you can't sing it because that's R. Kelly, and I said I canceled him, but Theus said he still listens to "Stop in the Name of Love." I
and,
think
and
that's
then
the
we
name of
started
the
talking
song.
about Bill Cosby, and then it just
Now we're telling people how to raise their children.
I'm not telling you how to raise.
No, I'm not.
I'm
No,
telling you how I raise mine.
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody need to tell these parents how to raise their kids. Cause boy, Friday when I went to the car
If
lot,
there's one piece of advice I would give to parents about how you raise your
be
children
patient.
is, well, I don't know about the patient because I'm not very patient, but how you start will affect how you finish. So you don't get days off when you're a parent.
You sure
So
don't.
you don't get to just let them be free range children until they're 6, 7 years old and then think you're going to start disciplining somebody. It does not work because your children start learning you from the day that you're born. So here you are, you done let little man be all wild and crazy thinking it's cute because he's a little mannish little creature. And now he's 6, 7 years old having trouble at school and you think you're going to be able to spank him? Yeah, you can spank him. Yeah, he'll cry. And then he's going to go right back to doing the same thing.
Oh my gosh, were you at the car lot with me Friday? Oh my gosh, that little girl got on my lap. And then grandmother kept telling her, be quiet, shut up.
At
Be
the
quiet.
park?
At the car lot.
Oh, at the park. No, we're not gonna have that.
But that's how I can judge a parent. And I know you're not supposed to judge, but that's not my faith, so I can do it. That's how I can judge how a parent and how good they are at what they're doing. Because if you have to sit here and threaten your child in public to get them to behave,
And they still don't
you
do
did
nothing?
something wrong.
No, but this wasn't the parent. This was the grandparent, allegedly.
I don't care.
Which is hard because it's not fair to put the grandparent in that position.
It not. No, it's not. I have grandchildren. They know when they're in the presence of me and Gma. No, you could try. You will fail.
I agree with you there. I was saying
agree
that.
with you, but I'm just like,
No, we agree. I'm talking about from the standpoint of the grandparent having to be the primary custodian for their grandchildren. It's unfortunate because it's
no,
kind of
because she
outweighed
kept
in
threatening,
the
I'm gonna
fight.
take you home. I'm like, girl, how you gonna take her home? Your car is in the shop. You can't take her nowhere. We got to put up with. I literally got up, left, and went clear across the lot.
You go,
But
wait a
grandma,
minute.
you ain't got no car.
You know what I'm saying? What was the punishment? I'm going to take you home. This car wasn't for me. I'm 6. So?
I'm
I'm gonna
almost
take you home.
confused.
In what, grandma? In what? What you gonna take us home in, grandma? Your car in the shop, grandma.
Well, you
No,
can
Your
no,
car in
no.
the
let.
shop.
Thing is, I'm the adult. I go to a car lot. You're threatening to take me home from a car lot?
Okay.
Ooh. What? Oh, that's you
Please.
mean. Well, it's a car lot. Good. Take me home. This is
Yeah, that ain't the
boring.
place to take a kid. It's not fair. I don't think
People,
there's just some places you don't take your kids
it's
if you can
just
help
some
it.
place.
If you can help it.
People don't want to listen to me when I say that. I'm like, it's some places you do not take children to car repair shops. And I hate to say this, Lord forgive me. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But the OBGYN office, I don't need to see your baby. I don't need to see your. I know you pregnant. I know it. You have a baby inside you. But when that baby come out, no, 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 no,
I'm not
no.
following. Somebody letting their kid in the office with you while you having your meeting or something?
No, but people
In the
bring their
waiting room?
in the waiting room. Oh my gosh.
If you're a single parent and you got to go to the doctor, you ain't got nobody else watch your kid. That kid coming.
Sometimes you got to do what
Uh-huh.
you got to do.
And
They
I know
should
a
just
lot of.
you know
I'm
they
pretty
should.
sure a lot of mothers, if they're single mothers, and maybe not even being single mothers, just mothers, their kids are always underfoot anyway. Your kids know everything you got. They done seen every piece of your body multiple
No,
times.
no, I'm talking about in the waiting
They
room.
don't care.
I'm talking about in the waiting room.
But they got to go into the doctor's office with you. You can't just leave them in the lobby.
They don't got to go to the doctor with me. No, they don't.
No, I mean with
With the
their
parent.
parent
When they're
that
in the
brought them.
doctor's office, they can at least close the door. I'm talking about in the waiting
But
room.
they can't get there without going through the wait.
They child ain't got to be that loud though.
We ain't look.
No, no,
There are parents out there who have no choice. It's
they
not a
don't.
conscious decision. Like I'm gonna find
Job
somebody to
interviews,
watch my
another place you
child
don't
while I
take your
go do the
child.
things that I got to do.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
not
with that one.
realistic. It's really that's just not realistic. It's
Hello,
not like
Dr. Summers. I need to come in and have a doctor's appointment, but I can only come if Tracy is going to be booked at the same time.
No,
She
that's what it
is
seems.
perfect. I will bring little Johnny and
Yeah,
Mary with
they'll
me
bring Johnny, Mary, Susan, Michael, Evan, Theodore. No.
and give them all red
This
Kool-Aid
is
before they
what.
come.
This is why some brilliant
now,
person came
now,
up with
now look,
children's church.
I
I
do
don't
have
know
an
who
issue
it
with that.
was. I don't know why they did it, but I'm thankful. Now we don't have it where I go at, and I wish we did. But the concept of it, yes, I can hear stuff.
I
Okay,
grew
you
up with
parents,
children's church.
out there,
I did not.
you
What
parents out
what
there,
specifically is that?
Children's church is where they take the little children into like the nursery and they do sermons that are more geared towards their age instead of putting them in there with the adults and then have your parent come out the choir stand and
So like just a different room, not a whole different building.
yeah, yeah,
Well, sometimes it's a different building.
yeah.
Like
Sometimes
if
it's
it
a
depends,
different
because sometimes they have like the old church right next to the new church, so they might
yeah,
go to
or they
the.
might most of the
But
time they go to the basement or the fellowship hall or
yeah,
someplace like
so it
that.
really depends on the size of your church.
That's the greatest
But
invention somebody ever had. I'm like,
yeah, because
thank
I remember it
you.
was like they started playing. It would be near the beginning of service. It'd be right after devotion, I think, and then it'll be God loves all the little children everywhere. That song start playing, and then all the kids get up and they just dip, right? But which is cool. Which is cool because it helps a child who's like in that 7 and under age, who's not
Right.
really gonna be able to pay attention for
Focus.
your nonsense.
Yeah.
They gets them over there. They go color. They'll go color for 2 hours while we over here, doing what we do. But I think one of the reasons children's church has largely gone away. Now, some of the bigger churches do have a version of it, like because they have youth ministers who have. But one of the reasons because you can't leave your kids unattended at church. You don't know who around your child no more.
Or you don't
Church is
have,
not safe. Church is not safe. It ain't.
unfortunately.
Sorry.
And some parents act like they got to take their children. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, because you can't say nothing to their child.
You can't say nothing. Like, sit down, Sonny. Don't be. No, I'm going to tell your child to sit down. because they're disturbing the service. Yes, I am. Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's the part of church that I miss. That I would love if it was at least if it was, because I don't believe that church is a safe place for children, and especially not for girls. But I wish the old version, or at least the way I felt about the old version, because it still would have been just as messed up then. I just didn't know it. Was there, because one of the things at church and one of the things that school does is it helps a child learn how to take direction from someone other than their parent.
Their parent. Thank you. And you get the parent. You
But
can't
yeah,
tell my child nothing. And apparently, I can't tell you nothing either.
yep.
Oh.
But I do miss that. I think that is something. Plus, I think church is really good for socialization, because
Right.
you get to mix with different children other than just who's in your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you get to see different ways of being, which is really important to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to see all these different ways to be a woman, all these different ways to be a man, all these different, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just what you have at home,
But that,
it's
yeah.
a whole community that you can
But
see.
that little girl at that car lot, I was like, you know what, lady, where's her mama at? I'll call the mama. Tell the mama to come get her. Why are
Well,
you
you know that
sitting there reading? What? And then she gonna come up to me. Now you know I'm the wrong
Here's the
person
funny
for her to
thing
come
about it,
up.
Tracy. You think the mama was better.
you probably can't find the mama.
The mother's probably like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
The mom's like, I'm like, what's her mother's number? Cause I'll call her.
The mama ain't no better.
Oh boy.
You were looking at the grandma
Who can't barely move.
who can't barely do anything with the child.
She was
While
too.
forgetting, I'm not talking to you, Tracy. I'm talking in general.
Mm.
But in general, at the same time, you looking at the mama. This household that I have right here, you don't, me and Foxy, just speaking from us, you don't want to get a bad report from the grandparents. Like, that is the worst of the worst.
But you're
'Cause I
calling the
had literally
parents.
looked at my grandson when he was younger and he started getting more and more in my life. Love my grandson. Funny, smart, intelligent. But he was a butthole when I first met him because he was getting up there and I had to put him in place. But I said something different to him because they was finna leave and I distinctly heard him say, "Oh my God, come on." And I looked at him and went, "Who is he talking?" No, I didn't look at him. I looked at my daughter and went, "Who is he talking to?" He talking to me. So I pulled him to the side and went, "Let me explain something to you really quickly so you would never forget. You ain't never going to talk to my daughter like that. Here's what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. I didn't say you're not going to talk to your mama like that. No.
You said my
I have
daughter.
to
My
set the
daughter.
standards of you are not going to talk to my child like that. So this goes
That's a good way to
beyond
do it.
comparison. So when you go home, you go, ooh, I got to wash my mouth.
That's a
Because
good
you
way to do
just
it.
said I can't say whatever I want to say to my mama.
Yep.
And
But at the
you,
same token, though, never mind.
oh no, my daughter was terrible because she thought it was funny. And I'm like, why are you
Yeah.
thinking this is funny? This is not funny. You don't
It's
let
gonna be
kids
hard to control later.
any type of way.
You sure
Period.
don't, because if you don't get them when they small, they're gonna turn out to be
And I
tyrants.
mean, I took her to the side and told her that, but I did tell her, like, okay, this is not, I'm going to put two things in your head. One, I don't want you to think kids are being kids. No, you do not let him talk to you this type of way. He's not grown.
Even if he was grown up.
To this day, I don't even cuss around my mom at all.
No, I'm
And
100% with you,
my
Marlon.
mom literally said, "You're a grown man. Why you don't even cuss?" And I was like, "It's a filter, Mom. I can't do it. I can't. It just will not come
So here's
out."
what you do, Marlon, for the next show. Pretend your mother's on the podcast.
Nope.
He knows his mother watches,
Yep.
and that's why he has significantly reduced the amount of
He has.
cursing that he used
Yeah,
to do.
y'all have been doing better.
I have
But
done better.
But y'all
I've
could do
done-
still better.
Nah, doing too much. Anyway, let's get on up out of here.
Mm.
I mean, you gonna
Did she fall asleep now?
I'm like, you just turned on the music, but you didn't start your
You didn't say nothing.
I thought I said, okay, I have to remember that there's a pause between the music.
Yeah, we're like, okay, you gonna come?
Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
I can be found at BoreliaEtc.com. Right there underneath me. And once again, yeah, we're heading into winter, so ticks don't go away. They bury under leaves and snow. Snow is actually a really good insulator. They're fine when they're attached to a mouse. So please still be careful.
Tracy?
TracyMediaLLC.com, and I will have a solo show on Thursday, and you'll want to tune in because I got a special topic.
Hey, just gonna let you guys know, I'm gonna keep doing this until it's time to actually launch. I will have a membership launch that'll come down the line here shortly. I'm probably put that more towards January, possibly February. Big push that'll be going to really make an impact in the community and grow this thing like bananas, like big plans, big things coming. Really excited about it. But for right now, just letting you know, keep your eyes open and your eyeballs glued to the Marlin shows, right? Because that's usually where I run my mouth. And yeah, it's gonna be a big deal, y'all. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm joking. He knows I'm joking. Come on.
I feel you, Tracy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ until you.
That is our show for tonight. I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Tracy. I appreciate Thea. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
So that dude Santos, he might just anyway for him, and then Lindsay, and then Tim, and then I don't know, man.